What a setting this is. There's a lot of things you love to do in San Diego, but play baseball is on that list. It's a little bit cooler and a little bit hazier than it was yesterday, and expecting the temperatures to cool as we continue on in this series. And there is the 6'8" Tyler Glasnow getting ready for his first division series start. He was excellent in game 2 of the wild card series. Lauren had a chance to sit down with Tyler, and in his own words, he talked you through his unusual grip on his 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
My senior year, I had like a carpal tunnel surgery, and I caught it too late, and my hand, like my muscle and my nerve, like atrophied and like shrunk. So I have to hold a fastball on my right hand like spread out, because I can't like straighten my fingers out. Like I don't have flexibility in my hand. Like everything's so short in here that I have to get like on the side of it. So I think that probably causes my cut. But I used to be a little here, and then like that happened, and the only way for me to like throw a baseball like relatively straight is I have to get like on the side. So if you were to see like from behind, like when I let go of a baseball, it comes like I'm like throwing a football. It's super weird.
A member of the keyboard generation, Ron, and he has turned an injury into opportunity, and amazing he can still throw with that velocity with a split grip.
Is it me, or did that baseball look like a golf ball in his hand? His fingers are so big. When you look at his grips that he'll use tonight, he doesn't throw the changeup that much, but the fastball grip he just showed you, and that breaking ball, he gets right on the side of the seam, flips that thumb underneath, and push and pull.
Well, he is making a big start. You could say his biggest as a member of the Tampa Bay Rays, trying to put their first win on the board. The New York Yankees look like this today. Not many changes in that lineup. You got LeMahieu, Judge, and Hicks to start it. Luke Voigt, Giancarlo Stanton, and Gio Urshela in the middle. Gleyber Torres, Clint Frazier gets the start against the right-hander. We'll explain that as we continue. And the only change, Gary Sanchez will get the call behind the plate for Aaron Boone. And how about you set us up defensively with the Tampa Bay Rays running?
Well, he'll be throwing tonight, and putting down the fingers will be Mike Zunino, who put on a clinic on how to block the baseball in last night's game. And you look around the infield, Troy and Lau turned a great double play, 3-4-3 during last night's game. Willie Adames has the best arm of any shortstop in the game, I think. Kevin Kiermaier has all the gold.
Well, the Yankees win last night. It was a 4-3 game going into the 9th inning. The Yankees put 5 on the board with that Stanton grand slam as the game breaker. And the Yankees scoring 9 runs, so they've scored 12 runs, 10 runs, and 9 runs in their first 3 games of this postseason. They are banging away. All set to go. The pieces in place. LeMahieu takes a first pitch fastball at 99 miles an hour, and away we go.
Little message inside. First pitch of the night.
LeMahieu with a couple of hits last night. Every Yankee starter had a hit yesterday. LeMahieu into right field, and Margot almost misplayed it. Hauls it in for out number 1, and that's how the night begins for Tyler Glasnow and the Rays.
You know, what's interesting is Margot has had a little trouble catching the ball off the bat. He's had some strange angles to the baseball. This one he came in on, and it almost beat him over his head, but makes the play.
Well, if you were with us yesterday, he's a former Padre. He's comfortable in this ballpark as he checks his positioning card, but he played center field as a Padre here at Petco and had very limited exposure to right field. And you're right, he took a couple of bad routes yesterday. Be something to watch, perhaps. Here's Aaron Judge, and strike 1. Judge homered last night. His was the shortest home run. The other homers all traveled over 410 feet last night, but his was a frozen rope that looked like, for most people, would have been a one-hopper off the fence, but it carried into the seats.
You know those old wives' tales where they say the shortstop jumped for it and it still went over the fence? That was the kind of ball that Judge hit last night.
That is the truth. It was a home run barrage again last night. 6 home runs last night, all but one of them over 410 feet. This was all Blake Snell, hanging curveball, and that was out of here in a flash.
Interesting curveball from Snell. Glasnow has thrown 3 straight to him to start this AAV.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Judge. That one rolls in there at 101.
As fast as the pitch that Garrett Cole threw last night. to Margot to strike him out.
Cole, the Yankees ace, got the win last night, pitched 6 innings. And maybe more importantly, as we start to wind through this series now, it's 5 games in 5 days. And because of that outburst in the 9th inning, the Yankees did not have to use Aroldis Chapman. So they did use Green and Britton out of their bullpen, but Chapman did not have to pitch. And the Yankees did win a Garrett Cole game. Power River right there as Glasnow strikes out Judge. His first K and 2 up, 2 down. Big fastball from Tyler Glasnow.
Well, no one strikes out more hitters per innings pitched than Glasnow. 14.3 strikeouts for every 9 innings, and this one a 4-seamer with that little cut he was talking about right by Judge.
All thanks to a bout of carpal tunnel syndrome when he was in high school just up the road. Grew up north of LA. Here's Aaron Hicks now, the switch hitter. Hicks had a good night last night. Drove in the first run of the game, sacrifice fly in the first inning. Every Yankee who played last night offensively contributed. Even Tyler Wade, who didn't have a hit but didn't get an official at bat because he drew a walk. It was all positive offensively for the Yankees last night. 15 hits in the game last night for New York. Hicks now with a couple of RBIs in the postseason. Frazier hit the first homer in yesterday's game, earned him a spot back in the lineup tonight. All right, Ronnie, let's take a look inside the numbers presented by DraftKings, and we're looking at highest average fastball velocity this season, and there you see Glasnow at 3rd.
Wow. American League numbers, right?
96.9 on average, basically a 2-pitch pitcher. And another pitcher that the Rays were able to work a trade and develop into something special. They knew he was good, had great talent. He had been with the Pittsburgh Pirates, part of that Chris Archer deal. He and Austin Meadows, who's in the lineup tonight, came to the Rays, and they really simplified pitching for Tyler Glasnow, and that seems to have made a huge difference for him this year. 2-2 pitch.
They said to him, stop trying to throw to the corners. Stop trying to throw that back foot curveball. Let the stuff play. Aim down the middle and let it fly. And that's what he's done since he's been in the Rays uniform.
Incredibly intelligent pitcher. He is the Rays player rep. He's a thoughtful guy. Kevin Cash said he's got a lot of thoughts spinning through his mind. And to take as many thoughts away as they could, break him down into a 2-pitch pitcher, and just have him think about throwing it right down the middle and let it play. Hicks doing all he can to foul off a 100-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone.
Remember, this big Yankees lineup with all this power only struck out 6 times last night.
Payoff pitch, and that one misses, and Hicks draws the walk, so a 2-out walk. And Glasnow with his first base runner. By the way, a 6-man umpiring crew in place tonight. C.B. Buckner calling the balls and strikes, coming over from first base last night. Mark Carlson is the crew chief. Todd Tishner at second base. Marvin Hudson is the third base umpire, and you got the 2 outfield umpires as well with Mike Easterbrook and David Rackley. Rackley had the plate last night. Here's Luke Voit on the first pitch, fouls it off.
I think of Voit as the Bryson DeChambeau of the New York Yankees. When he is not going to get cheated, he hovers that front foot and then he takes a whack at it.
He did trim down from last year to this, but boy, he does let it eat. And he made a pretty significant, not to the eye, but to him and how he swings the bat, a significant change in his follow through. And a swing and a miss. You notice he keeps both hands on the bat on the follow through, and he led the majors in home runs this year, and he thinks that's one of the big reasons why.
When he first came up with the Cardinals, he was a guy that let go of the bat when he made contact, but he thinks holding on to the bat provides more backspin, keeps the ball in the air, and hits it over the fence.
No balls, 2 strikes on Luke Voit. And Glasnow checking on Aaron Hicks. Hicks drawing a walk. Yankees can be a relentless lineup now that they have all their pieces back together.
It's one area of the game that you can take advantage of. Glasnow, you can run.
Hicks started, then stopped. That's a swing and a miss. Got to secure it at first with 2 outs. Zunino does, and that's a good start for Tyler Glasnow. Couple of Ks, a scoreless first. Now the Rays are coming up against the 21-year-old Dacian Old Town San Diego. And the scenic San Diego. There he is, Ron. This is going to be some moment for him. Davy Garcia, at age 21, makes his postseason debut in the lineup he'll face for the Rays. Meadows, Lau, and Arozarena. Choi, Margot, and Wendell make up the middle, with Adames, Kiermaier, and Zunino rounding it out.
And I think it's worth mentioning again, the youngest starting pitcher ever to pitch in the postseason for the New York Yankees, Whitey Ford, was the youngest prior. The great Whitey Ford.
Been told his whole life he doesn't have the stature of a right-hander to be a power pitcher, but he is, even though his fastball 92, 94 miles an hour range, but there's something to that fastball that hitters don't quite see.
Yeah, it plays up. If you watch, he'll turn his back completely on the hitter before delivering the ball, so he hides it quite well. A little nervous first 2 pitches there.
I'm sure he is. As Lauren mentioned, just 6 starts for the Yankees at the big league level before he gets this assignment here today. Austin Meadows in the lineup in that DH role. That's been a revolving door for the Tampa Bay Rays. Kevin Cash has been mixing and matching there and trying to get some of his injured Rays some at bats. We saw Yandy Diaz in that role last night. Those are the strikeout numbers since becoming a professional back in 2016. So again, high strikeout numbers per 9, comparable to Glasnow, but goes about it in a much different way and a much different stature. And you get one look at him and you can understand why he has pinned his aspirations on Pedro Martinez and using him as inspiration, calls him his idol, has that 45 number on his belt to honor Pedro. We should get Pedro on the air and have him talk up Davy Garcia. He knows him well.
Tell him to finish his supper quickly.
Put the suit back on, Pedro. This guy's doing a great job in our studio. We welcome Curtis Granderson as well to the mix full time. He's been on with us in the past.
Great.
Jimmy Rollins and Curtis Granderson and Pedro, of course, and the Emmy Award winning Ernie Johnson, the legend. Outstanding pregame show leading into our coverage today.
There's a change up there from Garcia. It's the second one he's thrown in this at bat to Meadows.
Full count. Meadows just coming back now with an oblique injury. It's been 3 weeks since his last game. We did see him last night in a pinch hit role.
What 21-year-old in his first postseason start throws a 3-2 curveball? Well, Davy Garcia does.
That's the story with him, right? The command, the composure of a player who has not been in any of these spots before, as Meadows leans on one lazy fly ball and Hicks is under it to make the play, and that's how the game begins for Davy Garcia. Set us up defensively with the Yankees, Ronnie.
Well, Gary Sanchez is back in the lineup. Higashioka had a great game yesterday, a couple hits and a home run. And around the infield, you got all the gold there is DJ LeMahieu, Voit, Torres, and Urshela. He has a chance to win a Gold Glove this year. Chapman didn't play a lot. Hicks, Frazier, and Judge are in the outfield.
Frazier earns a spot back in the lineup. And the reason, Aaron Boone telling us, the reverse splits of Tyler Glasnow. Matter of fact, both of these starting pitchers have reverse splits as Lau takes a strike. By the way, there is activity. J Happ is loosening in the Yankees bullpen. So just in case scenario. Aaron Boone said he could back him up, but he's also a potential game 4 starter and could use this as a potential side session between starts. I mean, you don't know how this is going to play out with a 21-year-old on the mound, so I think Aaron Boone is making sure he's ready either way.
I mean, the way he's throwing, if someone's on and G-Man Choi comes up, I mean, he's throwing hot, so he'd be ready for that batter.
Brandon Lau rolls over one foul. Lau walked twice last night. He struck out 3 times. He did not put a ball in play last night. He saw 28 pitches and did not put a ball in play, but he did draw a couple of walks. And the Rays' best hitter in their lineup. Led them in all the Triple Crown categories. Hit 14 home runs this year. He is one of the great young hitters in the game. Almost walked away with a Rookie of the Year award last year. Was an All-Star for the first time as a rookie last season. But he's 3 for 18 in his last 6 games. Rays need him to get going. Hit well to center field, but right at Hicks. 2 up, 2 down for Garcia.
Well, Aaron Boone has said when he talks about Deivi Garcia, he talks about his poise, his maturity, his confidence. He said they had one of those summer camp games where the Philadelphia Phillies lit him up, and he said he didn't change the way he was. You know, he didn't stomp around the mound or act like you would think a 21-year-old pitcher would act.
He's always been the youngest pitcher, whatever level he's participated. He was 19 in AA, 20-year-old AAA pitcher, and now 21 in the big leagues, and add to it 21 in the postseason.
Rosarena with the fake bunt attempt. Swing away.
Man, no kidding. He's got 7 hits already in this postseason in 4 games. Hit a home run in the first inning last night. Dead central off Garrett Cole. This guy is turning into a star right in front of our eyes.
Rosarena didn't like the call by C.B. Buckner there on the curveball that kind of went around the plate in his estimation.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. Yankees failed to score in the first. Rays with 2 outs, nobody on. There's that big curveball. Rosarena able to lay off. Rosarena with the Cardinals after he signed with them from Cuba, played a year in Mexico, signed by the Cardinals, was on their postseason roster last year at St. Louis, and then traded this offseason. That's a called strike in there.
Kevin Cash said he's asked a comp for Rosarena. He said he's the Cuban Mookie Betts to me.
That's high praise.
See, changeup came around the plate. Great movement by Garcia.
A 3-1 changeup, by the way. No, that one's hit hard right field. On the run is Judge going back, and that one is up, and it is off the top of the wall. No, it's gone. They call it a home run. First base umpire took an extra peek. Right field umpire confirmed it, and Rosarena has another first inning home run in this division series. Man, oh man, what a story this guy is turning into.
Well, he got the changeup on 3-1, but Garcia challenged him on 3-2. We've talked about how quick his bat is. Fastball away, caught more of the middle of the plate and up. Then he jumped all over it.
Now there is a little space between the padding and that concrete wall, and now that's a 4-foot gap there, so that's maybe why there was a little bit of hesitation by the umpires. Once it goes on top of that wall, it is a home run, and Rosarena has done it again. Now it's G-Man Choi who takes a strike. Okay, this is something that he's got cooking right now. He's hit 9 home runs in his last 24 games as a Ray. All of these home runs coming since September 2nd. And homering in back-to-back games. Back-to-back 3-hit games And now to start this one tonight, he's gone deep to the opposite field. The 1-1 to Choi. 1-2 now.
See that Garcia has pretty good control of his breaking ball and his changeup. His fastball command has not been there yet.
Gary Sanchez trying to navigate the young pitcher through this first inning. Get that first one out of the way. Wants a high fastball here to Choi and ate him up with it. 95, reached back for a little extra that time. Willie Adames wants to hear all about it. The fun-loving Rays.
They needed that after last night's game. Take a lead.
Just cleared the wall in right field. Came on a fastball. Wants another one up there. 1 ball 2 strikes, sets the target, and G-Man doesn't bite. A little too tall that time. Choi hit an opposite field home run against Garrett Cole last night. Gave the Rays the lead. It was a 2-run blast. Continues his ownage of Garrett Cole. It's starting to become inexplicable now. That might come around if Cole is back on the mound and this series is extended to 5 games. Two-two pitch, and he hit him. Garcia drills him. So Choi will reach, and the inning extends here for Manuel Margot.
So nervous pitching by Garcia with his fastball has not been able to find the dish, and this one up and in, and catches the tricep of Choi. One of the biggest keys of last night's game was the intentional walk by Cole to load the bases.
That was Garrett Cole's first intentional walk since his days with the Pirates, but it was a big strategic move because it allowed Cole to face Manuel Margot, and he struck him out in a key moment. Now Margot is up with a runner at first. Margot homered in the wild card series against Toronto. Has 3 hits thus far. They always put a big shift on for Margot, who is really fast. Anything on the ground, infielders know they've got to collect and throw quickly. 1 ball, no strikes. Little tapper back to the mound, barehanded by Garcia. Nice play right there. That ends the inning. He's survived his first inning, but he has not survived Randy Arozarena. Nobody is surviving Randy Arozarena right now. Pops a home run to put the Rays on top, 1-0. Hey, don't forget over on FS1, the San Diego Padres, the Friars against the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's coming up 9:38, first pitch there from Arlington, Texas. That is the great Ted Leitner, the Padres radio man. He's going to call that game from Arlington for his Padres right next door to us here at Petco Park in San Diego.
Keep it down, Ted.
Ma Padres.
There you go.
Yeah, those are great guys. That's going to be a really fun series. The Padres and the Dodgers, all these division rivalries. Giancarlo Stanton takes a strike. Tyler Glasnow back to work, starts his second inning. 2 Ks in the first, stranded a runner at first.
Well, you know he's pumped up. Glasnow in that first inning had 2 pitches at 101 miles an hour. Those are the 2 fastest pitches of his career.
And he deals to Stanton. There's that big curve. Man, that is some pitch.
It's some pitch, but Davy Garcia threw one exactly like Glasnow did, and they're not getting the call from CB Buckner.
Did get the swing though. Stanton unable to check his swing there. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Another 101 mile an hour.
So one thing about playing in front of no fans, the position players are the ones who have to push that energy. The pitchers, they're in it. I mean, they're in it every pitch, so no problem feeling the spike there as Stanton hits one hard into right field. That's deep, and that one's gone. Giancarlo Stanton hits a rocket out of here. Slapped one to that short porch in right. It's just 322 down there. And Giancarlo Stanton has homered in 4 consecutive playoff games for the Yankees. All tied at 1 as Stanton goes deep again. Well, he is in some pretty significant company with 4 consecutive homers. Gio Urshela now for the Yankees.
I mean, a normal man hits this ball, it's going to be a double down the line. This ball just would not come out of the air. Line drive, maximum velocity, threw it in the jury box that they have there in right field.
And when you're hot, and Stanton is feeling it right now. Reggie Jackson and Lou Gehrig, the only to hit 4 consecutive home runs in games, or consecutive games with home runs, better said. That's the number with in overall baseball history. Gonzalez and Leonard and
the start of postseason.
Stanton and Judge on that list. It's a little half swing. Did he go? He did not. Urshela had that big grand slam against the Indians in the second game of the wild card series. 5 hits thus far. 2-2 pitch. Solo home runs from Arozarena and Stanton. It's been the theme of this postseason. It's kind of the theme of Major League Baseball, but the theme of this postseason has been the long ball. Tough to get through a game without giving up one. There's a little rollover ground ball. Adames ranging over, fires to first, and in time. What a play. Wow. Willie Adames. Spectacular play coming across the bag.
Well, we talked a lot about the strength of Willie Adames's arm. And not only does he show great range to get this ball up the middle, then off the wrong foot gets enough on it to get Urshela at first base. And gets enough on it. Very acrobatic, athletic play.
Nice stretch there by Choi. He's got great flexibility. Bang, bang at first base. Yankees are taking a quick peek at it, but they will not challenge, and the pitcher appreciates that.
That was kind of like a golfer's clap there, though.
That's more like, I expected you to make that play, but it was nice anyway. When you see it a lot, it's not a surprise from Adames. He's excellent. So Gleyber Torres now with 1 away. 6 hits in this postseason. 5 of those coming in the wild card series. Had one last night. Shift is on. Torres has proven himself to be a big game hitter already, Ron. He's got hits in 15 of his 17 career postseason games. That includes 4 homers, 13 runs batted in. OPS over 1,000. Confident when the lights are the brightest in the postseason.
Well, I don't want to sound redundant, but last night Zunino did such a great job with Blake Snell with the curveballs in the dirt. He's going to have the same tough job tonight with Glasnow.
2-2 the count. And a swing and a miss. That was a clean swing and miss. Zunino secures it at first base. The strikeout. Not much room behind home plate. And Zunino pounced on it quickly to make that play. 3rd strikeout for Tyler Glasnow. It's his 2nd out of the 2nd inning.
Well, catchers all the time are trying to steal strikes. So this ball's at the bottom of the zone, and he's trying to stick to the landing and keep it in the strike zone. But when it's 100 miles an hour, sometimes you don't catch it.
Got a fortunate bounce back there.
Yeah.
It came right back and then hit something firm enough to come back a little hotter than normal. And Zunino was able to secure the K. So 2 men are out. Here is Clint Frazier. Hey! Jumped on the first pitch he saw last night. A high fastball, 96 miles an hour at his shoulders, and he launched one deep into left center field. Hey! Frazier couldn't buy his way into the lineup for over a week, and he's been in the lineup the last 2 games. Aaron Boone going with Frazier over Brett Gardner here today. With that toe cocked in, that's a new feature for him, and down he goes. Glasnow wipes him out. Big breaking ball gets him. Back-to-back Ks. He's got 4 in the game, but Giancarlo Stanton is on a roll. 4 playoff games, 4 home runs. We're tied at 1. Well, that's Jay Happ on the mound. Aaron Boone, that's right, returning the favor to the Tampa Bay Rays. Going with the opener here. And now Jay Happ will get this second inning. So that's a 1-inning outing for Deivi Garcia. And now Jay Happ will roll on as the Rays have set their lineup. We'll see what kind of matchups it forces.
Yeah, Happ was their second most consistent starter behind Cole all season long. So Deivi Garcia, when he's an all-star someday, he'll say, my first start in the postseason was as an opener.
You know, we thought we had a pretty good relationship with Aaron Boone. We spoke to him just a few minutes before the game. He didn't say anything about the potential opener. So he did say Happ would potentially piggyback on Garcia. So he gets through the first inning. The Rays have been using the opener. They brought the opener to the mix. Masahiro Tanaka got game 2 of the wild card series. So that puts him in game 3 mode now.
Little gamesmanship by the Yankees.
And for a team that likes to match up, I mean, we could spend multiple innings talking about the strategy behind all of these matchups, but the idea essentially, let the Rays set their lineup. Yeah. That's what the opener does, and then you control the matchups. We've seen the Brewers do it in the postseason against the Dodgers.
Yeah,
we've seen the Rays do it the last few years. Tampa Bay has 5 left-handed hitters in their starting lineup tonight.
It's all a good move if Happ is effective.
That's right. He's got to pitch well. Joey Wendell, back-to-back starts, has 1 hit this postseason. Versatile player, can play all over. And he leans out on one, serves it foul and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Wendell. Happ ready to deal a 2-2. Misses down and away. Count goes full. Willy Adames due next. See that microphone on his jersey. Kind enough to wear a mic for us. We've already had a lot of fun listening in on Willy Adames. Guy's never had a bad day. Always talking. And Wendell down the line. That's a fair ball. Just inside the bag and down the left field line. Joey Wendell with a base hit to start this second inning.
Well, good hitting with 2 strikes from Joey Wendell. He fought off a fastball prior to this pitch, fouled it off, and this one he was able to keep fair. Almost like a half swing from Wendell, and hits it down the line. Good hustle by Frazier to cut it off and keep Wendell at first.
All these little matchups, these wins and losses for these managers with their lineup now. A left-handed hitter with a base hit off of a left-handed pitcher. So Adames steps in now. And Adames on the first pitch gets jammed a little. Fly ball into shallow right center. That's Hicks who puts it away. And let's listen in on Willy Adames. Where are the microphone for us? Inside tracks here from San Diego.
I say, Randy, tell me, what's your approach into a strike? I say, well, my hands are thinking fastball, but my head is curveball, fastball, curveball. I like,
Oh, it's the anguish of a hitter to be stuck in the middle between preparing for the fastball and seeing the curveball. We appreciate Willie wearing that microphone for us, giving you some sights and sounds from down on the field. Here's Kevin Kiermaier now. Lauren Shahadi's got more on Willie Adames, the fun-loving Tampa Bay Rays shortstop. Lauren, he's a lot of fun to be around for us too.
Yeah, he is, and he walked onto the field yesterday saying, guess who's got Fernando Tatis's locker? This guy. Fernando told Willie yesterday he left 2 to 3 home runs in his locker just for him.
That's nice of him.
Yeah, the Rays in the San Diego Padres home locker, home clubhouse. And it's a beautiful clubhouse. They're not going to change, by the way, so the Rays are just going to stay there for the entire ALDS here. The Yankees will be on the other side. I'm curious to know if they'll switch uniforms tomorrow, if the Yankees will go into the pinstripes in a game not at Yankee Stadium. Yankees in their road grays as the visiting team. Kiermaier fouls one away. No balls and 2 strikes. So there is the 21-year-old Davy Garcia, makes history tonight. Yankee history, youngest starter in the postseason in their franchise history, but Aaron Boone playing possum. The opener.
21 years old. He didn't even sweat during that first inning.
He'll certainly be available to come back tomorrow. Certainly game 4, potentially game 5. Call it a little tune-up to get his feet wet in the postseason.
Well, you said it, Brian. I mean, setting the lineup to face Garcia. Cash and the Rays had to know that there might be a little cat and mouse game here, so they have a lineup that they've used before with all left-handed hitters in the lineups, natural left-handed hitters, and that's not the lineup they use because of maybe thinking Happ would enter in this game early.
0-2 to Kiermaier, and a swing and a miss. Happ strikes him out. That's his first K, his second out of the inning.
At this point in his career, Happ doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, but he's another guy whose fastball plays up, even though he doesn't hit 95 on the radar gun. This one looked more like a little cutter on the outside corner.
You know, Ronnie, this is what is so fascinating about the game today. The mixing, the matching, the openers. To your point about setting the lineup and how you want to go along against an opposition, but it's for the Rays especially. If you're Aaron Boone, it's not the first wave of pinch hitters for matchups. You know that's coming regardless, and they have that ability.
That's right.
It's that second wave because the Yankees have 2 power left-handers to close out games in their bullpen. So Kevin Cash so far is not going to pinch hit his right-handed batters this early in a game. So imagine you're Kevin Cash and you're thinking about, okay, do I go ahead and get matchups early, or do I want those matchups late? Boone knows he's going to take the matchups late, so this gives Happ an advantage for as long as he's out there.
Depends on time of the game, depends on score of the game, people on base.
A swing and a miss. Mike Zunino, he's got big power. Homered against the Blue Jays in the wild card series. Happ deals it, and a swing and a miss. Zunino just 13 hits this season. That includes the postseason. 5 of those are home runs. An all or nothing approach. And a very low batting average. But he can do that. Sends it high in the air to left field. Back is Frazier looking up, and goodbye. 2-run home run. Mike Zunino. He is a threat at the plate for that reason. There is damage in that bat. And for the second time this postseason, he has gone deep. And it's 3-1 Tampa Bay.
Well, we said it yesterday when Mike came to the plate. We said he doesn't make contact that often, but when he does, he's got light tower power. And he catches a ball down the middle and down. Loves the ball down in the strike zone.
Well, what a big moment that is for the 29-year-old Mike Zunino. Hit just 147 this year in 28 games. Had an oblique injury in August. Missed a month. Just got back third week of September, and he's already struck twice in this postseason with homers. This is a guy that hit 25 homers for the Mariners. He's got some numbers on the board prior in his career, but right now, Aaron Boone seeing Jay Happ give up the 2-run bomb.
Well, like we said before, this is a brilliant move if you get 5 scoreless from Happ, but under pressure right away.
2 outs, Austin Meadows. Meadows right down the middle, fouls that one back. Meadows has big power. He's another guy that can do some damage at the plate, but he's another guy that's been injured, and you just don't know about his rhythm and timing. Those closest to the Rays and watching Meadows this year just really hasn't looked the same this season. And a little off his rhythm.
Kevin Cash was talking about last night Yandy Diaz in the lineup, batting leadoff, hit 4 ground balls to the left side. He said he's never seen Diaz do that, so that's probably from not having his timing.
And Diaz, another guy that was banged up. Meadows hit 33 homers last year. It's one sharply foul. Nice play down there.
He's been the best so far. Almost caught one on the fly.
Making all the plays.
Yeah, quick.
We went most of the year without ball boys, ball girls. The players were having to fetch those balls.
Grounds crew were doing it in a lot of places.
That's right. Full count, 2 outs, a 2-run homer. Mike Zunino has given the Rays the lead. And that's ball 4. Meadows draws the walk. Happ has faced 3 left-handers at this point in this inning, giving up a single. Struck out Kiermaier, now walks Austin Meadows. And that brings up Brandon Lau. Lau would be in the lineup regardless. Right-handed or left-handed starter. He really does hit left-handers well. Hits everybody well. One of the few everyday players for the Rays. On the first pitch, sounded like a little off the end of the bat, and that will retire the side. Yankees go at the opener, and Deivi Garcia, they roll Jay Happ out there, and Mike Zunino in the 9th spot in the order strikes again in the postseason. 2
runs for the Rays, which means we need to lock in on the Rays first base coach, Ozzie Timmons. When they score, you guessed it, 10 push-ups for him every Tampa run of the ball game. Sometimes they put a bag of baseballs on his back to make it more difficult, but you can always count on Blake Snell pouring the sunflower seeds on him to show his support. 50 years old, by the way.
Yes, 50 years old, and it's 10 per run, right? So 20 push-ups that time after the 2-run home run by Zunino.
I love that it's so commonplace. The players just like step over him as he's doing his push-ups.
Ozzie Timmons, the first base coach of the Rays, played for the Rays. He is a lifer in this game. Played overseas. He played winter ball, independent ball. Those are the great guys with the great stories. I mean, he was playing winter ball, Ozzie Timmons, like in his mid-30s and hitting 30 bombs in independent leagues. Shift is on for Gary Sanchez. Start this 3rd inning. Tyler Glasnow now matching up against Jay Happ. Deivi Garcia with the 1st inning gave up a run. Home run to Arozarena. Happ gives up a 2-run homer to Zunino. And Glasnow pitching with the lead. The Rays in their very talented bullpen really shorten games. And that's the case if you have a good closer. You know, you make it an 8-inning game, a 7-inning game. The Rays can make it a 6-inning game quickly. They rarely lose when they lead after 6 innings, only 1 loss. So it puts a lot of pressure on the opponent offense. But you don't have starters here, Ron, and Glasnow and Snell and Charlie Morton that are extenders. They don't go deep in games.
They're like between 15 and 18 outs you'll see them get on a regular basis.
1-2 pitch is in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Gary Sanchez, another 9th place hitter and a catcher who hit 147 this year. DJ LeMahieu and the leadoff man next.
Can't present it any other way. Just a terrible year for Gary Sanchez with the bat. But Aaron Boone was telling us before the game he feels as though his bats were very competitive down the stretch. Might not have seen a lot of production from it.
Called strike 3, burned off the edge. 98-mile-an-hour gas from Glasnow. And he's got 3 consecutive strikeouts. That's his 5th K of the game.
Ball right on the corner with that cutting action. You can see Zunino, and we said Cash wanted him to sit right in the middle of the plate and let that movement from Glasnow work towards the corners. That was a prime example. Slowed Glasnow short. He pitched 7 innings twice this year. They would like to see an effort like that tonight.
LeMahieu takes a ball. LeMahieu with 2 hits last night. He's barking a little bit at CB Buckner. The American League batting champion this year, DJ LeMahieu, had the highest batting average in the majors as well. It's his 2nd league batting title. He won one with the Colorado Rockies. Blossomed into a star as a member of the New York Yankees, though. Two balls and a strike on LeMahieu. Glasnow with 1 away, and there is a strike. 2-2 now. See what Glasnow has in mind. On the ground, beat it right into the ground. Nice easy hop. Adames with time makes the play for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here for Tyler Glasnow. Gives us a chance to remind you that you can call the shots during postseason games and compete for cash prizes with MLB Rally. It's a new free-to-play game where you can make at-bat predictions in real time. Download MLB Rally app now. Restrictions apply. See official rules at MLB.com/rally.
First time Judge was up, Glasnow started him with a curveball. Let's see, he goes to the fastball. Second time up. Back with the curve.
Judge a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. This year the Rays won 8 of 10 in the regular season against the Yankees, but the big bats missed a lot of those games. Judge did not play in 6 of those games. Stanton missed 7 of those 10 games, and DJ LeMahieu missed 3. And that's what Aaron Boone was saying when this series began, that finally getting his lineup whole once again, and it has shown up in a big way in the first 3 games. 31 runs. They've hit 11 homers leading into this one. 12 home runs for the Yankees after Stanton's long ball in the 2nd inning. Judge has hit 2. He jumped Shane Bieber in game 1 of the wild card series in Cleveland. The pitcher who is going to win the Cy Young Award in the American League. And then he got Snell last night.
C.B. Buckner called a swing by Aaron Judge on that pitch
to even the count at 2-2. Glass now deals. Center field routine. Kiermaier is there to make the play, and that is a 3-up, 3-down inning for Glasnow. He's retired 6 in a row. Rays lead it 3-1. You can get all your postseason gear and cheer on your team at home with the official source, MLBshop.com. J-Hab back on the mound. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Rays. Randy Arozarena, who homered in the 1st. He'll start it. Ji-Man Choi, then Manuel Margot are the scheduled hitters. Rays have popped 2 home runs already. The solo shot by Arozarena to right, and then Zunino pulled one, a 2-run home run off J-Hap last inning.
15th postseason game for J-Hap. Little over 5 ERA.
Two 2-0 on Arozarena, who has just been destroying fastballs. Boy, Hap didn't come off the mound very well there.
He came off like he injured himself.
Just hope that's a frustration motion right there.
Yeah, from throwing missing with the 2-0.
And now deals 3-0. Arozarena takes a strike. I told you Arozarena has 9 home runs for the Rays. They've all been on fastballs. And he hit a fastball to the opposite field last time up. Takes one that time for a strike. That was a 3-2 pitch he got with 2 outs in the 1st inning.
This one's right down the middle, but he starts to walk, and C.B. Buckner, I'm sure, said, "Where are you going?"
And the 3-2, a chopper to 3rd base. Wow. Nice pick over there by Urshela, and a bad throw, but he stays on the bag. Did Voit. They get the out at 1st base. Boy, somehow Voit able to keep a toe on the bag. I didn't think he had a chance. The hard part was the pick by Urshela. Rays will certainly want to take a look at this one, Ron.
Well, he makes the pick on the short hop, but see, he can't get the grip right away. That threw him off kilter, and that's why the throw was wild.
No challenge here. Oh, what a play by Voit. My goodness. And he is playing with a bad foot, that left foot. Excellent play. First out of the inning.
All 6-5 of them kept that big toe on the base.
Managers do get an additional challenge in the postseason. You get 1 in the regular season. And you get 2 in the postseason. If you're successful, you keep your challenges. And of course, the umpires will always go look at the close plays once you get into the 7th inning. Ji-Man Choi hit by a 2-strike pitch in the 1st inning.
The shift moves more to the pull side because of the 2-0 count on Choi. Hitter's advantage.
Hap deals. Choi takes a strike. Choi coming back from a hamstring injury. Hit just 3 home runs in 42 games after a 19 home run season last season. And that's why they set up in the shift a pull hitter on the ground. And he'll draw the walk. So another left-hander with success. Choi reaches with 1 out. A moment ago, Lauren caught up with Yankee skipper Aaron Boone.
Aaron, was one inning the plan all along for Garcia?
Probably. I mean, just they're so good at creating platoon advantages, kind of depending on the lineup and everything. We're going to be prepared to go to Jay pretty early.
Okay, rested bullpen the rest of the way. How do you piece it together?
Yeah, Jay should be able to give us good length here, and we should be all right if we can get to the back end.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
McCoy, Aaron Boone going with the opener tonight. First ball swinging Margot. By the way, I did notice something in that interview that was very interesting. I don't know if you saw it, Ron.
I didn't see it.
I don't know if you were paying attention.
I was listening.
Situational awareness.
I wasn't watching. I was listening.
There's a cardboard cutout of you.
It's a little embarrassing.
And TV's Matt Vasgersian is there as well next to you. And there's Al Leiter and Eric Burns and.
I got the broadcaster stance, right, with the arms folded.
Looking sharp, man.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Matt Vasgersian, longtime TV play-by-play man here in San Diego.
Not used to getting in the front row. My most embarrassing story, I went to the 2002 World Series 7th game. I got these seats for me and my 2 sons. They end up being the greatest seats. As I'm walking to my seat, I walk by Rod Carew and Bobby Grich, 2 of the best Angels of all time. My seats were better than theirs.
Wow.
I felt awful for the entire game.
You are a big leaguer, though.
No, that was out of bounds.
Good to see you up here and good to see you down there. Lauren Shahade is the only one allowed access. So she's been working hard to get all the stories and all the interviews down there. Happ delivers and a swing and a miss right down the middle. But there's always that little cut action on Happ's deliveries.
There's a little cut action. He'll add and subtract on his fastball. He'll throw changeups down.
Tweaked his delivery a little bit earlier this year to get more velocity. A lot of talk maybe he went back to his old ways, wasn't having the kind of success that he wanted.
Well, early in his career, when he had a little more velocity, he used to be able to easily pitch upstairs in the strike zone, but a little harder for him now, so you see most of the pitches are down.
Shaking off Gary Sanchez. Manuel Margot at the plate for the Rays. Got a runner at first in Choi. And Margot into center field. That ball's hit well. Hicks is on the run. And that ball's gone. Manny Margot, a 2-run blast to center field. 5-1 Tampa Bay. And the 3rd home run of the game for the Rays. That one left the bat over 108 miles per hour. Margot whistles one out of here. And down the gauntlet he goes.
Well, a couple of 2-run home runs now off Jay Happ. He shook off Sanchez, who had called for a changeup, and went to the fastball away, and Margot was up to it. Another line shot that leaves this ballpark here at Petco Park.
That's about as hard as he can hit one on a line over the center field fence. His 2nd home run in his 4th career playoff game. Joey Wendell, a slow roller, no chance. He runs it out, and a base hit, an infield single for Joey Wendell. His 2nd hit of the game.
It's one of those in-betweeners that you work in spring training on. If the pitcher doesn't make the play on this ball, very rarely do you see an out at first base. It just makes an awkward angle for Voit to kind of shovel it underhand to Happ, who's the left-handed pitcher, and trying to catch the base at the same time. Very difficult play. Happ's asking why he didn't throw it, but it's just a very difficult play for Voit.
Yankee pitching coach Matt Blake to the mound. So far the experiment is not working for the Yankees. Garcia gave him the 1st inning, giving up the run, but Happ not only struggling here in these 2 innings, Ronnie, but not controlling the left-handed batters either.
He's not controlling the left-handed batters. He's not keeping the ball in the ballpark. And maybe more importantly, if he can't get enough outs we're talking about the whole bullpen could be subject to be used today by the Yankees.
How about this note? The 69% number is massive for all series via the home run, runs scored. But in this particular series already, 16 of the 18 runs have come from the long ball, and all 5 tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays on their 3 home runs.
It's everywhere. I was listening to Don Orsillo in the Houston Oakland A's series. I thought he was a video game at one point calling home runs.
It's his highlight reel.
That's right.
Here's Willie Adames now. Takes a strike. Yankees have Jonathan Holder loosening in their bullpen. And you just can't stress enough, though, and we got into this conversation last night, and you're hearing it in all of these games, you cannot stress enough. 5 games, potentially 5 days. There are no off days, so it's not that you're giving into a game or you're giving up a game. But when Aaron Boone is mapping this out and he's thinking in his best possible way this could go, you get the opener, Garcia, he has the ability to come back. Happ can give you maybe 3-4 innings, you're hoping. You set up your bullpen. If you win, it's a bonus. If you don't, you're not in a position where you're totally scrapped either for the rest of the series.
Well, you just can't. But you can't rifle through your bullpen either, and using all your arms that you might need tomorrow if Tanaka starts.
That's why you may see some lopsided affairs, and we saw that last night.
John Curtis was left in there almost, what, 50 pitches?
And Curtis has been excellent for them. And Kevin Cash put him in a 1-run game, but you could tell he didn't have it, and his pitch count was climbing, and when it was all said and done, he threw over 40 pitches. He gave up 5 runs, and he's probably down for certainly tonight, possibly tonight and tomorrow night. Wendell the runner at first. Happ checks on him.
That being said, I think the most difficult decision for Boone will be he's got that potent offense. Can't get too far behind because they can come back from just about anything.
Jeff Nelson, the former Yankee, and the Garcia chatter is loud, I'm sure. The Twitter thumbs are out. The Rays have had 15 batters come to the plate in this game. 7 of them have been retired, 8 have reached, and 5 have scored.
This is the Rays offense when you see it at its best. To me, it's like death by 1,000 cuts.
2-2 the count. Willie Adames flew out to center field his last time up. Happ pounces, fires low, and that's down in the right field line. Wendell will stop at third. Adames on his way to second. And a nightmare outing for Jay Happ. Now add an error to it. Still just 1 out. Now it's second and third.
Well, Adames has got good speed, and Happ does everything right, but you can see how he kind of short-armed that throw to first base. Not a very confident throw to Voit, and it gets by him. You know, the Yankees in September went through a period where their defense just went away. Had a couple of games with 4 errors in each game, and a bad play there by Happ.
Well, statistically, one of the worst fielding teams in the American League. This time it comes from the pitcher. So the infield in, but a shift is on. 3 infielders on the right side for Kevin Kiermaier. And a big chopper that is going to bounce foul. Kiermaier rarely hits the ball in the air. Matter of fact, his average launch angle this year was negative. Ground balls, line drives. But this would be a spot to try to get one in the air at the least. Had a couple of home runs with runners at scoring position, but a low average overall. Big spot here. The Rays already leading 5-1. Can add to it. Just 1 out. Best arm in the Yankees outfield is right field, and Judge. Frazier throws it well, as does Hicks, though. Little jam shot, and that's going to be a routine fly ball pop up out. Kiermaier retired. second out in the inning, and a big one for Jay Happ.
Big pitch there by Happ. Just came up and in on Kiermaier and just jammed him.
So now 2 outs with runners at second and third. That error by Happ, the first error of this series for either team. Here's Mike Zunino. Launched a 2-run home run off Happ last inning.
Wendell's got good speed at third, Brian, so he will read the ball. If it gets away from Sanchez, he might try and come. With Urshela back, he'll be able to get off 15, 20 feet.
See Sanchez on one knee back there. There's a trend in baseball. You see it with every club. Catchers trying to get as low as they can to steal strikes, but it makes you vulnerable to throw out runners at second base trying to steal. It also puts you in an awkward position to block balls if it's not directly in front of you. Hard to move your feet with a knee on the ground. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Runners at second and third. Wendell and Adames, and that one's in there. High strike call. 1 and 2 now. Ronnie.
Supposed to be a cutter in on the hands of Zunino. Ends up being a backdoor cutter that should have been a ball.
Pitcher's umpire. They're all strikes for you. The 1-2. A swing and a miss. A strikeout for Jay Happ, but the Tampa Bay Rays add to their lead. And they have gone long ball tonight at Petco. 2-run home run, Manuel Margot. 3rd homer of the night. It's 5-1 Rays after 3 in the books.
Jesse Cofield here. This MLB postseason game is in full swing, but it's not too late to cash in on it. Just download the DraftKings app, sign up with the promo code, and navigate to the pools page to join the $10,000 free-to-play late inning pool. Then predict whether you think there will be home runs, double plays, and more. Your time is running out. Enter the free pool before the start of the 7th. Play free for a share of $10,000 and make it rain.
We're at the movies and we need to silence our phone. Who knows where that button is?
I don't have silent.
Everyone does, right up here.
It happens to all of us. We buy a new home and we turn into our parents. What I do is help new homeowners overcome this.
Was that an adjustable spanner? Good choice, Steve.
Okay, don't forget, you're not assisting him. You hired him. If you have nowhere to sit, you have too many. Who else reads books about submarines?
My dad.
Yeah.
Oh, those are...
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at that.
How can I help you?
I'll take a number 99, Aaron's Way.
Good call.
Sir? What's Aaron's Way?
It's when you add a Pepsi and Lay's for $2.99. That's what I like.
I get mine Ken's Way. Adding Lay's and Pepsi for $2.99.
Isn't that the same thing?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
It is.
Technically, anyone can add Pepsi and Lay's to their sub for $2.99, so really it's everyone's way.
Cool. Friends now?
Yeah.
Best friends? That's a yes.
I said, well, there's clearly no way that this man will not see the only other thing in the parking lot. I was 4 years old. I was playing Frisbee with my dad. I remember very vividly. We were in an empty parking lot. His friend came to the fence to speak to him. He walked away, and he threw the Frisbee, and I watched it go and land, and I said, well, I'll just go pick that up. And I went to go pick it up, and I saw a station wagon pull into the parking lot. I went to go pick up the Frisbee. I dropped it. I went back down. I said, should I go back down and pick it up one more time? And I said, yes. I went down to reach down. I woke up in the hospital because I got hit with a car. I did have a lawsuit, but because I was only badly bruised, I only netted about $5,000. It was put into a trust that I couldn't touch until I was 18 years old. I blew that all on stuff I couldn't even tell you what for. But I'm scared to cross the street now as well. All this to say that on a misery index, I'd put this up about a 105.
Well, 1 in 5 kids in the U.S. may not be able to afford to play ball.
Like an explosion.
Urshela out in front. That's a strikeout. Nice block back there by Zunino. Secures the strikeout at first base. So that is the first out of the inning. It's the 6th strikeout And a K following the 3-run home run by Stanton. The thing about Stanton, had 7 games without a home run before the wild card series. So he was in a bit of a home run drought, trying to find his swing, coming back from injury. And he has just been on a tear since the postseason began. 4 games, he's hit 5 homers.
Hey! 458 doesn't really tell the whole story of that home run, does it?
I feel like that's where it landed up there, not where it was going to land on the ground. It's a bomb. Rarefied air up there, man. Yeah. Only the biggest of the big boys hit him up there. Torres lays off that breaking ball.
So 5 home runs to start the postseason.
Right, and the first player with his first 5 hits of a postseason, a home run in Major League history in the playoffs. There's a strike. 2-2 now on Gleyber Torres, batting with 1 away. Glasnow struck him out in the 2nd inning. A 5-1 Rays lead evaporated quickly, and down goes Torres. Back-to-back Ks. So Glasnow with 7 strikeouts now. Glasnow with 2 away. Frazier fouls it out of play. Frazier hit a long home run last night, and you're thinking, now that one, that's a long home run. That's a booming home run. We may not see a home run that goes further than that.
I hope you didn't say that.
That was halfway up that 2nd level out there. Stanton cleared that by a good ways. First time in his career Stanton has hit multiple home runs in a postseason game. Oh, and 2 the count. Glasnow delivers low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Glasnow's pitch count at 74. It'll take him at least 75 to get through 4 innings. That's the splits on his pitches thus far. 2 swings of the bat by Giancarlo Stanton, producing 4 runs. Ooh, that one didn't miss by much. 99. Just a tad low. And a count 2-2.
Oh, a good pitch there by Glasnow. Buckner saw that as low.
And he's gone. 99 on the inside corner. A strikeout to end the inning.
It was Bo Jackson, by the way.
Oh, good call. He looking like Bo Jackson right there. Stan's done it again. His 2nd. Yep, that's the sound of an absolute bomb by Giancarlo Stanton. And a 3-run home run. Tell you what, Tyler Glasnow striking out the next 3 batters after that home run was impressive.
Shows you something, right? He just lost his control there early in the inning.
F.P. Santangelo, the TV analyst of the Washington Nationals. I'm with you.
Yeah, he's
FP.
right. He's absolutely
right. Have to step that off tomorrow. I liked it back in the old days when we could just make up the numbers. How about a 500-foot home run? Stan responsible for all 4 runs for the Yankees, but the Rays have hit 3 home runs. 2 of those 2-run blasts. Rosarena, Zunino, and Margot with the home runs in this one, and they lead at 5-4, playing the bottom of the 4th inning. Happ starting his 3rd inning. Adam Ottavino has been a struggle for him, but he is up and could be next if Happ can't get through this 4th inning. The 1-2. Meadows had a good cut at it, fouls it back.
I think they might have Ottavino up for a Rosarena.
From a guy who murders fastballs, certainly wouldn't see one.
Flip him up some frisbees instead.
It's a good call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. By the way, I didn't have a chance. We were going to commercial, and you said Bo Jackson. That you remember the longest home run hit against you, but I'd like some metrics on that.
470 something is what they said. I think it was 478, or it was the straight central in Chicago. He played for the White Sox at the time, and made the same kind of noise.
Tell you, ask any pitcher you know who pitched professionally. They know who hit the longest home run against them. It's a strange thing you pitchers remember.
Well, I went through a period where early in your career, any time you would give up a home run, your head would almost come off the socket of your neck as you were watching it, hoping that it didn't go over the fence. And then you get through a period where you never watch any of them anymore. And I'd gone through that period, but I did watch that one by Bo.
You just asked for the ball?
Yes. Yeah. Rub up a new one.
2-2 the count. Meadows, little flare. They have the shift on. That's a long run and out of reach for Urshela. Urshela's over in the shift, so no chance to run that pop-up down.
Certainly not on that one, but the one thing you don't see is when it's hit between the home plate and third base, you don't see pitchers move. Pitchers have to know in this kind of shift that you've got to maybe play a pop-up that's in foul territory.
That's coming from a pitcher who is an athlete like yourself.
No, from a pitcher who needed outs.
Desperation and athleticism. 2-2 the count. Meadows grinding at the plate. In the air, center field. And that's going to hang in for Hicks, just shy of the track. And there is out number 1. Let's check in with Lauren Shahadi. What do you have, Lauren?
Oh, Brian, we saw that blast from Stanton. Ron, you can attest to this. As fans, we see a player for the back of their baseball card, right? We don't know if they had a tweaked hamstring or a calf injury. We care about the numbers. And Giancarlo's had injuries. He says he feels good now. He told me he deeply cares about fulfilling his duties as a teammate on a big deal. And I spoke with Brian Cashman today. He told me nobody works harder. He was actually beaming, talking about Stanton's success.
Oh, nice.
Well, he's one of the hardest workers you'll ever come around, and he's seen both sides of it. He's seen superstardom. He's been a home run derby champ. He is one of the big names in the game, but he's also been at the bottom in this game with all the expectations and all of the struggles and the injuries. He's having a great postseason this year. That's a smash by Lau, but right at Jay Happ. There is out number 2. Hit that hard. Nice play by Happ, who was in a good position. Brian Cashman saw him on the field before the game. There he is, general manager. Yankees with Aaron Boone at the controls, who finished second in the Manager of the Year voting last year. Rocco Baldelli won the award, but back-to-back 100-win seasons the last 2 years leading up to this season. There's a Rosarena, again, a hitting machine right now. That's his second hit of the game. He's got 8 hits in the last 3 games. Jumping on the first pitch this time, and it's a 2-out single. Jay Happ continues with 2 outs. Left-handed hitter Ji-Man Choi coming up. 2 2-run homers he is allowed. Choi drew a walk in the 3rd that preceded the Manuel Margot home run. Rosarena can fly. Anything through the gap or down the line, he'll score from first. And Happ will check on him, keep him as close as he can.
I think with Happ, the left-hander on the mound, more apt to stay will be a Rosarena. Also, you want to get Ji-Man Choi a chance to hit one out of the ballpark.
That's a smart move at this point of this postseason, the way the balls are flying out, especially out here on the West Coast. You've seen how it's warm and there's some humidity in the air. You don't have that marine layer either in LA, here in San Diego, and the balls are flying out of the ballpark. That was inside, almost hit him, but didn't, and that's going to get by and go to the screen. So Rosarena will go to second base. And that's what I'm talking about, Ron. When you get on a knee, it's easy to catch it on the inside or the outside to a left-handed hitter, but when you have to reach across like that, it becomes a problem.
Although he was set up inside and he didn't reach as far as he could. But you're right, reaching across your body, it restricts your mobility. Instead of being able to reach across maybe 3 feet, you're restricted to maybe 2 feet.
They will score that as a pass ball. And now a base hit. The Rays could add to their lead. Another one crowds Ji-Man Choi. 2-0 the count. T-Mobile base cam checking that lead of Randy Rosarena. Two and 0 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Happ taking a lot of time between pitches. Manuel Margot due next. Hit a line drive 2-run homer over the center field fence his last time up against Happ. You wonder if Happ is facing his last hitter of the game. Ottavino is ready.
Choi will be swinging 3-0 here.
And Rosarena will be running on the crack of the bat. Here comes Happ. Choi takes a strike. Native of Korea, Ji-Man Choi didn't go through the Korean baseball leagues. He actually signed out of high school to play Major League Baseball. Always been his dream to play here. And he's been able to find a home with the Tampa Bay Rays after bouncing around a lot in his career. That one missed. Choi draws the walk. And now decision time for Aaron Boone. You got Margot, the right-hander, coming up, and Boone is on his way out to make a change. So the end of the line for Jay Happ. Boone goes with the opener, Davy Garcia, and Happ 2 2/3 innings. Pitching change at Petco Park. 2 outs in the 4th inning. The Rays are threatening 2020 American League Division Series presented by Utz Snacks. Giancarlo Stanton making headlines. Not 1 but 2 home runs, including a mammoth shot 3-run homer in the 4th. TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive. Now the Tampa Bay Rays are trying to answer that big moment for the Yankees in the top of the 4th. 2 quick outs by Jay Happ, but a single and a walk, and a pitching change for Aaron Boone, and it's going to be Adam Ottavino on the pitch for New York with 2 outs, and he will not face Manuel Margot, Ronnie. It's going to be Tsutsugo who will bat.
Well, you see the numbers from Ottavino. It's been a struggle, especially in September, but he's pitched at this ballpark many times in the Colorado Rocky uniform. Hitters 2 for 37 here off Ottavino, but 6 of the last 11 inherited runners scored off Ottavino this season.
First appearance of this division series, Yoshitomo Tsutsugo, big power hitter in Japan, the 28-year-old in his first year in the big leagues, and he's got a big spot here. 2 on, 2 out. And waving away at that first pitch. Rosarena single to right, jumped on the first pitch with 2 outs, went to second on a pass ball, then the walk to Ji-Man Choi. Tsutsugo from the Yokohama Bay Stars in Japan, a legend in Japan, to the Tampa Bay Rays. He was the designated hitter in the first game of the wild card series against Toronto. Hit leadoff, so does have a postseason appearance, but it's been a few days since he's been out there. And 0-2 the count.
If the Yankees are going to go deep into the postseason, Ottavino's got to get some big outs. This is first one.
Here he comes, 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Both Rays ready to run on the crack of the bat with 2 away.
Ottavino with that 3/4 delivery, fastball, sweeping slider.
3 of the 5 Rays runs have come with 2 outs in innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tsutsugo. In the air, left field, got some carry, long run. Frazier down in the corner, and he makes the play. He almost overran it, but he makes the play to end the inning. That was a scare for the Yankees. Tsutsugo flies out, strands a pair, and Happ and Ottavino put up a 0 in the 4th. Yikes. Made the play though. That's Brett Phillips will enter the game in right field. Talented defensive outfielder. Tsutsugo hit for Margot, so put Phillips in the 5 spot in the Tampa Bay Rays batting order after Tsutsugo flew out to left to end the inning. So here we go to the 5th. 5-4 Tampa Bay. Glasnow back on the mound, and a key inning for him. He starts Gary Sanchez with a big sweeping hook. Been a ton of pitches thrown in this game already. The Yankee pitchers have thrown 100 on the nose
through 4 innings.
In 4 innings. And Glasnow with 78 thus far, as he just gets his 5th inning started.
Yeah, even with the 2 perfect innings, that probably gets him out of the game.
10 straight starts with at least 7 strikeouts. Glasnow with a franchise record. Led the majors in strikeouts per 9 this year, up over 14 strikeouts per 9 innings. Trying to make the game so complicated, the art of pitching so complicated. Only when he simplified it did he flourish.
Well, you know, he was pushed back and forth from the rotation in the bullpen in Pittsburgh, and once he got to Tampa Bay, he knew he was going to get the ball every 5th day. That helps your state of mind. And then once they got him and saw just the natural stuff that he has, they just centered it and said, catcher, you sit right down the middle and let the movement play.
Probably a shock to the system to hear that. Just throw it right down the middle. Slow roller over to third base. Nicely gobbled up by Wendell. One away here in the Yankee 5th.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Taco Bell, by Jim Beam, raise one to your fan family, and by HBO Max. Stream all new originals, movies, and more.
The CNN drone team giving us the beautiful images of Petco Park, the bubble, the MLB bubble, one of 2 American League locations. Houston and Arlington, Texas are in play for the National League. Saw the Braves beat the Marlins today in Houston. And then Dodgers Padres in Arlington tonight. They'll get their series underway. Hey! Baseball fever here in San Diego. The Friars back in the postseason and now getting a chance to host a division series in the American League. Mayhew fouls it away.
Glasnow, one of those rare pitchers, batting average against. First time through 215, second time 216, third time through, which he's starting now with LeMahieu, 167.
He's got him 0-2. And a wave and a miss. Got him to chase one. So LeMahieu strikes out. Another good block by Zunino. And another strikeout for Glasnow. He's got 9 in the game now. Take a look at our DraftKings leaderboard here. Strikeouts per 9 this year. This is in all of baseball, 14.3 Ks per 9 innings.
I was just thinking, if you want to be impressed, I've never seen DJ LeMahieu take a swing like that.
You know, he'll swing and miss in the strike zone. He rarely chases swings and misses, meaning swinging at pitches out of the strike zone, and that one bounced well short. Hey! Well, here's the matchup. This will certainly have the attention of both managers right now. Judge up there with 2 outs in a 1-run game. And a big cut and a miss. These are such crucial outs. Nick Anderson is loosening. I mean, this is a guy who could close games, but the Rays are unafraid to use their best pitchers early in games, especially playoff games. 0-2 pitch, and he got him. Glasnow with his best inning yet. 10 strikeouts in 5 innings for Glasnow, and he's got 5 strikeouts the last 6 outs. He takes care of Judge, and it's kind of Braves. That'll be game 2 there. MLB Network will have that for you, and then our guys Don Orsillo, Jeff Francoeur, Matt Weiner will have game 3. Astros will be in a closeout opportunity against the Oakland Athletics, and then we'll be back here for the Yankees and the Rays. Padres Dodgers will close it out on FS1. Hey! So we're Wednesday action tomorrow.
Yeah, we're an hour early tomorrow, right?
That's right. So 7:10 Eastern first pitch here for game 3 of this series between the Rays and the Yankees. Ottavino returns to the mound. Got a key out to end the 4th inning with 2 on, facing the left-handed hitting Joey Wendell to start it here. Loizaga looks like he'll be the next Yankee pitcher. There's been a lot of drama here, Ron, and you know, the first 4.5 innings of this game back and forth. The Rays jumped out 5-1. Giancarlo Stanton has driven in all 4 Yankees runs with 2 swings of the bat and a 3-run home run in the 4th. And so now you're going to start to get into the bullpens and start to get into the A bullpens now. And desperation for the Rays down 1-0 in this series.
It's shaping up like someone's going to get their heart broken tonight. That's what it's shaping up like.
Chapman did not have to pitch last night, although he got fully hot and ready in the bullpen. After Glasnow's 5th inning run, it's tempting to put him back out there with an empty pen right now. He just retired the side in order, and he's retired 6 in a row. Now 10 strikeouts for Glasnow, which ties a Rays postseason record. Give him another run. Ten's actually a new record for Tyler Glasnow in the postseason for Tampa Bay.
Well, you probably can't use him again this series. You possibly maybe in relief, but probably not. So I would push him another inning. Just he's been so effective despite the 3-run home run and the solo shot from Stanton.
Well, Stanton due up 3rd next inning, by the way. Ottavino just missed. Sanchez trying to stick the landing for C.B. Buckner. 2-2 the count.
Good breaking ball that went around the strike zone. Good call by Buckner.
Wendell with 2 hits tonight, and he buggy whips that one foul. That sweeping breaking ball from Ottavino. This was a close game. It was a 4-3 game last night going into the 9th inning. Yankees won 9-3 with that 5-run 9th. Stanton's grand slam. Rays jumped out early. A Rosarena's homer, and then Stanton tied it in the second. And then 2 2-run homers by the Rays before Stanton's 3-run shot. 3-2. Willie Adames waiting to hit next. Wendell, Adames, Kiermaier. 6, 7, and 8 in this lineup. If anybody gets on, Zunino would bat. He popped a 2-run home run in the second. Here comes a payoff from Ottavino. And he missed, and it's ball 4. Joey Wendell on base all 3 times tonight, and a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning.
With Ottavino, you get a lot of strikeouts, but you also get a lot of walks.
Been one of those years for Ottavino. So now he'll deal with a runner on, and Willie Adames coming up. Last night, Adames was 1 for 4. He struck out 3 times, but he did have an infield hit. 0 for 2 tonight. He does strike out a lot, at over 70 Ks this year.
We did talk about the Rays. If you have a slow move to the plate, they will steal, and Wendell is one of their players that will do that. Sanchez this year 5 for 19 throwing out would-be base stealers.
Wendell's got a sizable lead. Takes a little while for Ottavino to wind it up and throw it. There he goes. Adames takes it, and that'll be a stolen base. Good call, Ron. Joey Wendell on the move. It's simple math for the Tampa Bay Rays. They're a team that they do their diligence with pitchers and their slow deliveries to the plate, not necessarily the catcher's throwing arm. As you see, the steal, Joey Wendell from the T-Mobile base cam. Want to thank Shutt Sports for all their great work.
Base stealers 5 for 5 off Ottavino.
Yep. You get into that 1.5, 1.6 second range to deliver a pitch, they're gone. It's an easy one. Swing and a miss. Are you digging the base cams thus far?
I like it. When we have the picture with no base runners, it looks more like the bottom of a terrarium. But yeah, I like it.
Call. I mean, you spent a lot of time on the base paths as a player, so I'm trying to take you back there.
There you go.
Little half swing roller. Sanchez pounces on it, throws out Adames. That'll burn him up. Tried to check his swing, could not, and put the ball in play for the first out. And that'll probably be the end of the line here for Ottavino. Aaron Boone on his way. We got the left-handed hitting Kiermaier coming up. And Mike Harkey going through the final instructions for Loaizaga. Pitching change at Petco. The Yankees going back to their bullpen. Be the 4th pitcher used for Aaron Boone. Will set him up when we continue. Game 2, Rays Yankees, has all the makings of an exercise in stamina and concentration. Jonathan Loaizaga will enter this game here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Ron Hill enter with 1 out and a runner at second base.
Well, Loaizaga has been a big part of that bullpen. He gets these outs here in the middle of the game. Kiermaier 0 for 2 off Loaizaga. Zunino 0 for 3. Meadows 1 for 1.
So Ottavino faces 3 batters, walks 1, retires 2, gives him 2/3 of an inning, and that's the matchup with the hitters scheduled to hit. Kiermaier and Zunino back to the top of the order, and the designated hitter Austin Meadows. Rays had a 5-1 lead. Giancarlo Stanton's 3-run homer with nobody out in the 4th. immediately got the Yankees back in it. Rays had 2 on with 2 outs last inning, couldn't score. Now Wendell, a speedy runner at second for Kiermaier.
If Loaiza gets these 2 hitters out and ends the inning, he does not have to face 3 hitters. But one of these hitters gets on, he's going to have to face Meadows.
That new rule, the 3 batter minimum, as long as the inning continues, that certainly plays into managers' decisions with matchups, and you're starting to get away from the old school matchup reliever, typically the left-handed matchup reliever. It doesn't really factor once Boone gets to this point of his bullpen. Loaiza deals, and that's a shot back up the middle. Base hit. Kiermaier rounding third, headed home is Wendell, and he will score. Kiermaier with an RBI single, and the Rays add to their lead. It's now 6-4.
Big hit for Kiermaier. The Rays have been 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position in this series until this base hit. Down and in, and a bullet right back through the box. Hit so hard you thought with the big arm of Aaron Hicks in center field there might be a play, but Wendell too fast.
Kiermaier had started this division series 0 for 6, delivers with an RBI single with 1 out here in the 5th inning. 6-4 Tampa Bay now, and here is Mike Zunino. That run will be charged to Ottavino. Close the book on him. 2/3 of an inning, 1 run. Happ giving up 4 runs out of the bullpen. A starter who pitched in relief for the Yankees today, as the Yankees go with an opener in Davy Garcia, who made history tonight for the Yankees at age 21, the youngest starter in their franchise history in the postseason. Kiermaier was on the move. The Rays really put their running game into play 3rd week of August, and they've been running wild ever since. Last 32 games of the regular season, they stole 38 bases. By far the most in the major leagues when you start the stolen base tracker from that date, August 23rd. And that's why Loaiza is keen on keeping Kiermaier as close as he can.
Just trying to upset the timing of Kiermaier. Put some throws over, maybe hold the ball a little longer. Just trying to give Gary Sanchez a chance. He's got a big arm.
Loaiza an 0-1 count on Zunino. Big swing, 97 with the fastball. This was back in the 2nd inning with 2 outs and a man on. 2-strike pitch. Happ trying to get in there, and Zunino, as they say, dropped the head on it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be up and in. It was down and in, right in his wheelhouse.
That's the go zone for Mike Zunino, his 2nd postseason home run for the Rays. That ball's hit hard, but caught by LeMahieu. Throw to first, and a double play to end the inning. The shift was on. LeMahieu standing right there on the hot shot by Zunino. Turns into 2 out. It is 6-4 Tampa Bay. Kevin Kiermaier adds to the lead with an RBI single for the Rays. And it'll be Aaron Hicks to start it for the Yankees. Luke Voit to follow, and then Giancarlo Stanton, who is responsible for all 4 Yankee runs. Tyler Glasnow back on the mound. First pitch, fastball, a strike. Let's check in with Lauren Shahade. She's got more on Glasnow. And last year, Lauren, he struggled in the postseason, losing twice, but may have found something.
Yeah, it was pointed out to him that he was tipping his pitches. That was against the Astros you were talking about. For fastballs, he was setting his glove up higher than on his curve. But he told me yesterday, look, no two deliveries are the same for me. What I'm really hunting is a feeling of timing. I'm at my best when I'm comfortable on the mound. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, Kevin Cash talked about tempo is so important for Glasnow, especially the first 20 pitches of the game. If he gets in a nice rhythm, he usually has a good start.
Kyle Snyder keeping a close eye on him as well. Glasnow pitched to a 7.71 ERA last year in his 2 postseason starts. Lost twice. So let's do some managing here, Ron. You got Castillo loosening, and he's preparing with purpose right now. So how do you work through this lineup?
Well, if you're Kevin Cash, you can think 2 different ways. One is that if he gets past the first 2 hitters, you might allow him to face Stanton now because you scored an extra run. But if anyone gets on, Castillo will certainly have to pitch against Stanton.
Glasnow to Hicks. That big breaking ball. 2-2 the count. Aaron Hicks has been on twice. It's been a tough part of the order for Glasnow. He's given up the 2 home runs to Stanton. Voit has drawn a walk, and Hicks has been on twice. 3, 4, and 5 in the Yankee batting order. And they're the only ones doing any damage at all. He has controlled the rest of the lineup to the tune of 10 strikeouts. Little half swing. Did he go? He did not. That was close. 3-2 the count.
16 swing and misses for Glasnow, 12 via the curveball.
Looking down the line, this is what the umpire sees. Checks his swing.
It's a good call.
Big pitch coming. 3-2. Lead man for the Yankees in the 6th, and he lost him, and Hicks is aboard for the 3rd time. And that took no time. Kevin Cash pops out of that dugout. And Glasnow, who had retired 6 consecutive batters, will exit after 5+1. Pitching change. Now the Rays with the lead get into their bullpen, which is their strength.
Fastball, 6 on the curveball. And I love our colorful illustration of the excellence of Glasnow. Hard to judge that start because, yeah, he gave up 4 runs. 2 swings of the bat by Stanton. But other than that, really controlled just about every Yankee hitter.
Well, the way the Yankees are swinging the bat, he exits with the lead, a chance at a victory. But now the tables turn to the very talented Tampa Bay bullpen, and it's Diego Castillo, first one out. Let's call him the closer for the starter at this point.
Yeah, he's one of the very talented arms, right-handed in that bullpen. He can throw 95+, but you'll see a lot of sliders against the right-handed hitters, Voit and Stanton.
And if you've ever played wiffle ball in the backyard, you're about to see wiffle balls being thrown by Castillo. First man face Luke Voit, runner at first. Voit swinging a foul, trying to pounce on that first pitch. Pete Fairbanks getting ready. Closed out that wild card game. One of 13 pitchers on this Rays staff to have saves this year. At 12, they led the majors in saves and had 12 different pitchers in the regular season, and then Fairbanks closed out game 1 of the wild card series. Gives you an idea of how Kevin Cash is willing to maneuver his pitchers in the biggest spots, and this does feel like the biggest spot. Castillo deals, tied him up 98. Man,
with running and sinking action in on the hands on Voit, who was 0 for 6 against Castillo.
The vanishing 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, Voit was sitting on that first slider, just missed it.
Hicks with the lead at first. Drew a leadoff walk. That Kiermaier RBI in the bottom of the 5th may have at least given Kevin Cash the hope that he could get Glasnow through an extra inning. But after the walk, and it was a 3-2 count, he was quick to make the change. A swing and a miss. Castillo just wipes him out on 3 pitches. A strikeout, first batter face for Castillo.
Well, Voit had a pitch to hit. He was sitting on that slider first pitch. He missed it. Then he had a fastball in on the hands, and again back with the slider with the big dot. Just a wave there by Voit.
Diego Castillo takes care of Voit. Yankees have struck out 11 times already, with one out here in the 6th inning. Of the 16 outs recorded, now it's Stanton. Stanton has homered in 3 consecutive plate appearances. Grand slam last night in the 9th inning. Solo home run to right field in the 2nd. 3-run home run. An absolute bomb out of here. One of the longest home runs you'll see in the postseason this year. That was in the 4th. And a wave and a miss.
He's had 2 hits against Castillo. No home runs.
No balls, 2 strikes. Nothing but strikes for Castillo. He fires, and a swing and a miss. 6 pitches, 2 strikeouts for Castillo. Wipes out Voit on 3 straight. Does the same with Stanton.
Well, our mini pitch sequence, fastball right at the bottom of the zone. Good slider. That one was up, but this one unhittable.
Wow. That one doesn't take long to put together, does it?
Have we ever seen an immaculate inning from a reliever?
We could have it. It's in play. 6 for 6 thus far. You have no idea how many researchers you have scrambling right now, Ronnie. And there it goes. So that's on you, Ron.
Yeah, I jinxed it.
Chris Webber gets all over me when I jinx free throws, so that's your fault. Right
okay,
there. So
all right, I'll take it.
First ball thrown by Castillo.
I've been booed off the mound. I can take a lot, Brian.
Gio Urshela with 2 outs, runner at first. Castillo really got it rolling at the end of the year. I mean, he's been terrific all year, but he allowed just 1 run in his last 11 innings. Over 11 appearances, just 1 earned run allowed. He was brilliant in the wild card game. Needed him in that first game.
Hicks shaking something off at first after the dive back in.
And base cam wasn't part of that, was it?
No. Urshela's got a home run off Castillo.
Urshela 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out his last time up in the hot hand. There's no doubt Kevin Cash and the Rays are where they want to be with their bullpen with the lead. The big question is are they running them earlier than they would want? Because Glasnow unable to record it out in the 5th. That ball's hit hard into left field and going to be caught. Arozarena broke to his left, went back to his right, makes the play to end the inning. 6-4 Rays lead. Tampa Bay coming to bat.
And by DraftKings, the official fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Download the app to try it free today.
It's a beautiful Tuesday night in San Diego. Tyler Glasnow goes 5+, taken out after 1 batter in the 6th inning. 4 earned runs for Glasnow, sets a Rays franchise record for postseason Ks with 10. And Diego Castillo comes on, retires the next 3 with a man at first. So here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Austin Meadows, the leadoff hitter and the designated hitter. Jonathan Loaizaga back on the mound. Electric stuff Loaizaga brings to the party every day. A lot of inexperience, not getting an opportunity here in the postseason. Yankees use an opener tonight. Davy Garcia pitched 1 inning, gave way to Jay Happ. Weisick has been used as the multi-inning opener on a few occasions this year. Made 3 starts this season. You see the spray chart for Meadows. A pull hitter on the ground. Meadows just on the roster for this DS, getting his first start. Was not on the wild card roster for Tampa Bay, coming back from an oblique injury. Saw 6 home runs hit last night between these two teams. There have been 5 tonight. 2 by Stanton. There's a 2-1 in the air, center field, hit pretty well. Back goes Hicks. He's at the wall, and this one's going to fly out of here. Austin Meadows with a fist bump. He's gone deep, and the Rays extend their lead to 7-4.
Well, now the 2 players in that big trade, Glasnow and Meadows, contributed here in game number 2.
His first career postseason home run. Boy, how good did that feel? Hit 33 last year. Had a down year this year, but he's got one now.
You didn't even get 5 home runs out, and it became 6 home runs in an instant. Just fastball away, went with it. And you talked, Brian, before about how much power, how strong Meadows is. And he throws it in the bullpen. Hicks was trying to time it to climb the fence if it was going to be catchable, but it was long gone.
Boy, the ball just flying out here on the West Coast right now. Up the road at Dodger Stadium and here at Petco Park. 12 home runs already in this series. Tampa Bay gets another leadoff man to reach base. This time all the way around the circuit goes Austin Meadows. 7-4 Rays here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Brandon Lau in a 1-1 count. That's a sweet stroke.
4 innings of work by the Yankees bullpen now. 6 runs allowed.
Hey, a nice catch out there in the hat. That's how you do it. Meadows and Tyler Glasnow coming to the Tampa Bay Rays in a deal that sent Chris Archer to the Pirates. 2 big prospects for Archer. Pirates were trying to make a run. Archer has not pitched well. Meadows had a big year last year. And now has his first postseason home run. The pitch to Lau is swung on, a foul tip in and out of the mid of Sanchez. Jonathan Holder, who was loosening in the 2nd inning, is back up and throwing again.
You never really mentioned it, Brian, but great job by training staffs and staff to get players like Diaz, players like Meadows back on the field.
Yeah. That's a great point. Right. G-Man Choi, they're all part of that group that in the simulated game group. On a hop, Michelle got the long throw in time to get Lau. That was a big concern for the Rays. You had 3 significant pieces to the puzzle in Choi and Diaz, who started last night and was the DH and hit leadoff, and Austin Meadows. And Diaz and Choi able to get back for the wild card series, but Meadows was a little bit trickier with the oblique injury.
Sometimes the people behind the scenes are as valuable as the people playing under the bright lights.
High velocity pitching machines and simulated games with pitchers who make up their alternate training site roster, their taxi squad.
Remember the stories in 2016 where Kyle Schwarber was able to come back because he took breaking balls in the dirt off the pitching machine couldn't swing yet, just getting ready to see if he could play in the World Series, and he played a huge role.
Yeah, good memory, good point. One away, Arozarena in the hot hand for the Tampa Bay Rays. Arozarena with 2 hits in this one, including a home run in the first. Boy, Sanchez trying to keep that in the strike zone. Ejecto mitt.
But he still got the call from CB Buckner.
Yes,
so
he did. CB's having a laugh with Arozarena. Like, you can't call that. He's, oh, it's a strike. I only call strikes, he says. Man, that kind of ate him up, didn't it? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arozarena's home run in the first inning came on a 2-strike pitch. Multi-hit games can tell a story sometimes, especially when you're on a run like Arozarena. In his last 8 games, he's got 5 multi-hit games, and 3 in a row. He's had 3, 3, and 2 hits in each of the last 3 games. Just racking them up here in the postseason, hitting at a 500 clip in his last 30 at-bats. 9 hits this postseason for Arozarena, including the 2 homers.
Not 1 hit to the pull side. That's interesting.
The 3-2. Big swing and a miss. Down he goes. A strikeout for Loaizaga.
Looked like a little 2-seamer there from Loaizaga that ran in under the hands of Arozarena. Big swing.
That's some swing, isn't it? There's a lot of power, a lot of bat speed going on in that one. The Cuban Mookie Betts, as his manager called him.
Yeah.
Here's Ji-Man Choi now with 2 away. Austin Meadows homers to start this inning. Choi's been on all 3 trips to the plate, hit by a pitch, and then he's walked twice. On the ground, nice easy hop for Voit, and that will retire the side. But the Tampa Bay Rays doing some Bronx bombing of their own against the team from the Bronx. Meadows, Tampa Bay. And a home run from Austin Meadows in the bottom of the 6th inning. Davy Garcia was the opener, went 1 inning, 27 pitches. And then it went to Jay Happ, Ottavino, Loaizaga. Meanwhile, Tyler Glasnow to Diego Castillo. And it is Castillo who remains. He'll start his 2nd inning of work. Retired the 3 batters he faced in the 6th inning after the leadoff walk by Glasnow. And Gleyber Torres will lead off for the Yankees.
This year, Castillo has gotten 5 outs twice and a high of 34 pitches.
And you're almost getting into the point where you know you're going to probably not have him available for tomorrow if they go multiple innings. So what is that threshold? Castillo threw just 9 pitches to get through 3 outs in the 6th inning.
Threshold's different when you're down a game. You need this win. So I think the threshold has got to be win tonight and figure it out tomorrow.
Had 4 saves in the regular season. Glasnow a spectator now. 4 earned runs in 5+ innings. 5 innings plus a batter. 10 Ks. Oh, that had Torres jumping, didn't it?
Threw that slider right at him.
flight or fight mechanism engaged. Torres hit the chute. 2 balls and a strike. Zunino wants a breaking ball here. And never mind, a fastball. That's what I get for trying to steal signs.
That's right.
See?
He uses 2 for a fastball.
That's
Interesting, though, you don't see many relievers who have a windup. Almost all relievers will pitch from the stretch 100% of the time.
'26-year-old Diego Castillo from the Dominican Republic. Castillo made some starts for the Rays last 2 seasons. This is his 3rd year with Tampa Bay. You see Frazier waiting to hit next. Ready for a 3-2 to Torres. Ooh, defensive swing. He was bailing again, but able to put the bat on it.
Yankees had a lot of production from the bottom of the lineup in last night's game, but none tonight.
Bottom 3 hitters in the lineup are 0 for 6, 5 strikeouts. Starting with Torres to Frazier to Sanchez. Giancarlo Stanton is the one doing the damage tonight. 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. But the Rays have hit 4 home runs to give him a 7-4 lead. Here's a payoff. Hanging in there again. By the way, the 4 Tampa Bay Ray homers ties a club record for a postseason game. So you got Glasnow making history with 10 strikeouts, setting a Rays franchise record. You get the idea. The record books are being rewritten, strikeouts and home runs.
Yes,
right?
they are. It's a big man's game.
Full count. Torres hanging in there. And he lost him. Boy, terrific plate appearance right there for Gleyber Torres. That's a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. Gives us a chance to remind you that Major League Baseball encourages fans to take an active role in their communities and make a plan to vote this election season. Visit MLB.com/vote to learn more. Diego Castillo walks Gleyber Torres to start this 7th inning. That brings up Clint Frazier. Took him 9 pitches to get 3 outs in the 6th. An 8-pitch walk right there to Gleyber Torres. Frazier can hit the high velocity. He's got a pair of the quickest hands going in baseball.
And if it was a closer game, you might see Brett Gardner here hitting for Frazier, but down 3 runs, he gives you the best chance to get you 2 quickly.
Hit a bomb out of here last night, did Frazier. Gardner ended up entering the game for Frazier. Had 3 plate appearances. And that feels like a bit of a platoon. Can't call it a firm platoon because Aaron Boone put Frazier in the lineup tonight with Tyler Glasnow on the mound. It's not really about the right left splits anymore. It's about the numbers. Glasnow a reverse splits guy.
Yeah,
so
the pitcher
Boone,
splits.
Exactly. So Frazier got the start. The 1-1 in there, right on the edge. Generous call, and Castillo in a 1-2 count. So that's Fairbanks, who's been throwing. Anderson joins him now.
So as you can see, Cash, no holding back.
Three-run lead feels like nothing at this point with the way the Yankees are swinging the bats. Yankees set a postseason record in Major League Baseball history to start a postseason with 3 games, 31 runs, 11 home runs. Those are all new marks. And so 13 home runs for the Yankees so far in 4 games of this postseason. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No shift with Frazier at the plate. They play him in double play depth pretty much straight away, pinching the middle here to try to turn 2. Rays were an excellent defensive team this season. Part of their great success. They don't give you many extra opportunities. They've gone errorless so far in this series. I'm amazed Frazier's able to make contact, foul off pitches, and the home run he hit with those high velocity fastballs.
Yeah.
That ball he hit last night from Snell was at his shoulders. It wasn't even a strike at 96 miles an hour, and he got on top of it and launched it out.
Well, it's just so rare that we see any hitter who can cover anything up in the strike zone. He's a rarity.
Lightning quick hands. 2-2 the count. See what Castillo has in mind. Breaking ball into center field. Kiermaier will watch it bounce. And a good battle once again. Torres and Frazier with 2 excellent at-bats. Frazier with a base hit. 2 men are on. Nobody out in the 7th inning. And here comes Cash to make the change. Yankees keep the pressure on. And a power hitter coming up in Gary Sanchez. Representing the tying run. Cash will go to the bullpen. So an inning plus for Castillo. Does not recorded out in this 7th inning. We'll set up the new hurler. Tight game here. Rays Yankees matching up in this American League Division Series. And Total Motion presented by Progressive. We have seen the long ball in this series and in these playoffs. Rays with 7 runs on the board. But it is not a comfortable lead at this point. Austin Meadows, his first career postseason home run, one of 4 homers the Rays have hit. So it's 7-4. There are no outs in the 7th inning run, and it's going to be Nick Anderson who will come on for Castillo. So Castillo was the closer for the starter. This is the closer for the starter.
Yeah, he's converted all 6 of his save chances this year, but this feels like the first save situation in this game, and that's why Anderson is in to face Sanchez and then the top of the order.
And LeMahieu on deck, then Judge. 2 excellent trips to the plate by Gleyber Torres and Clint Frazier. A walk and a single.
Tampa's only allowed 19% of the inherited runners to score. That's MLB's wet best. The average in the major leagues is around 32%.
Sanchez 0 for 2 tonight. Carries that big bat, that major power threat. First pitch strike, 97. First pitch fastball from Nick Anderson.
Anderson inherited 14 runners this year, only 1 scored.
This is part of the stable of guys, as Kevin Cash called him, a stable of guys that can throw 98 miles an hour. Tremendous bullpen. They rank first in wins, rank first in inherited runners stranded. They were second in innings pitched. They finished second in earned run average. Bunch of different looks, and they led the majors in saves, albeit from 12 different pitchers. No balls, 2 strikes, and I think Zunino wanted to run through the signals again. He's still shaking off multiple signs. Got the one he wants. 2 on, nobody out. Tying run at the plate, and Gary Sanchez.
Oh, that's off.
Rays do have a shift on with Sanchez at the plate. Makes for a bit of an awkward double play scenario. That's Lau, the second baseman, close to the bag. Here he comes, and a line shot foul. Sanchez has 7 career postseason home runs. He's had some big moments. Got LeMahieu on deck, the batting champion.
Make up for the entire regular season with one swing of the bat.
Torres and Frazier, the runners. Anderson deals. Sanchez hangs in there. Another big fastball. Nick Anderson has really turned into a different guy with the Rays. He was traded from the Marlins. At 14 strikeouts per 9 innings this year, up there with Glasnow in that number. A .55 earned run average in 19 regular season games. Just the 1 home run allowed. Huge strikeout numbers. He walked just 3 batters all year, did Nick Anderson, to go along with 26 strikeouts. And a swing and a miss. Got him with a high fastball. Anderson with a strikeout. First out of the inning for the Rays. Just kept with the gas.
Well, Sanchez has had a tough time all season with runners in scoring position. He was 6 for 49 this year, but excellent pitch from Anderson up in the strike zone and threw it by him.
That's a big out. And now back to the top of the order, and DJ LeMahieu. On the first pitch, he's late, fouls it away. You can see Anderson, it's so impressive how he's working the edges, up, down, in, out, all with a big fastball. How about those numbers? Runners in scoring position, 384 hitter, that's second best in baseball. Two on, 1 away. Tying run still at the plate, and a wave and a miss.
LeMahieu a little off balance the last 2 at bats. Credit Tampa Bay pitching. You see the outfield, left fielder Rosarena way off the line if he was ever to pull a ball down the third base line, because he hits most of the pitches to right field and right center.
The right fielder Brett Phillips has one of the best arms in the game. Strongest arm in a very strong-armed outfield with the Rays. Here's an 0-2 to LeMahieu, and a call. Strike 3. 98 on the black. And LeMahieu an about face. C.B. Buckner rings the bell. LeMahieu is out number 2. And a backwards K for Nick Anderson.
Well, a lot of beefing by the hitters tonight's game. That's commonplace when C.B. Buckner's behind the plate, but a good call there. That looked like a strike.
So 2 men are out. Back-to-back Ks. Now it's Aaron Judge. Torres still at second. Frazier at first. And Judge takes a ball inside, off-speed pitch. Judge just 2 for 7 in the postseason, but both of the hits were homers. He missed a lot of games the Yankees played against Tampa Bay this year. Only 2 at-bats against Nick Anderson. He was late. Chased the high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just stays in that zone, right, with the high fastball and the breaking ball coming out of the same spot.
Holder has been throwing. Chad Green just started throwing. Depending on the outcome here. Judge again late. Fouls it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But with his opposite field power, when that left Anderson's hand, I'm sure he had a little uh-oh here. But he's got enough velocity to get it by him. They were at first and second with nobody out. Now 2 men are out. Here he comes. And he got him. Nick Anderson strikes out Sanchez, LeMahieu, and Judge. 3 big Ks to end the 7th inning. And the Yankees strand a pair. The high cheese to Sanchez. His ball outside corner. Breaking ball got him. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Home to the American League Division Series and Championship Series. So Jonathan Holder will enter now. Brett Phillips, his first at-bat of the game, came in for defensive purposes. Finally gets a chance to hit. It is 7-4 Rays. And Nick Anderson, Ronnie, just ripping right through that Yankee batting order with 3 Ks.
Yeah, the toughest part of the order still to come. Does he pitch another inning?
They've started this run early. Glasnow could not record it out in the 6th. There's Phillips on the ground, a 2-hopper to LeMahieu. And there's out number 1. So let me put you in the mind of Kevin Cash right now. So you're hoping Glasnow can get through the 6th. He can't. Matter of fact, didn't get it out. Face 1 batter. Then Castillo comes on. It's brilliant. You're hoping he can get you through the 7th.
That hurt you.
Yeah.
When he couldn't record it out. And you had to bring in Anderson early. But what that means, I think, is that you're going to have to push Anderson an extra inning. You've got Hicks, Voit, and Stanton coming up.
Saw Kyle Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, going through the numbers. It's an analytic-driven organization. The man that was with him, Jonathan Ehrlichman, and he's I beg your pardon, Nick Anderson there. Ehrlichman is the numbers guy that helps him with those matchups. So that's a good indication that Anderson is coming back out. It'll be Hicks, Voit, Stanton, as Ron mentioned. Aren't really a lot of pinch hit options. You wouldn't dare do that if you're Aaron Boone. So you can really bear down here if you're Nick Anderson. Rays one of the few teams that has that analytics guy in the dugout with them. And they talk through all kind of scenarios with the pitching coach and the manager, and then that information transferred from the coaches to the players.
What's the number say there, Coach? You need to get 3 more
at
outs.
least. And when you start them up early. Holder has been throwing since the 2nd inning. Big swing by Wendell. It's not just the pitches you throw in a game either. Well, we're getting pretty deep into the weeds and how you manage a bullpen, but it's all those throws prior to. They count everything. The pitches you throw in a game, the high stress pitches. And it matters more this year than ever. Slowly hit ground ball to LeMahieu, and 2 4-3 ground outs for Holder in the 7th inning. 2 up, 2 down. Well, you can see contestants win a fortune by ranking other people's misfortune. The hit series, The Misery Index, is back, hosted by the stars of Impractical Jokers and Jamila Jamil. Misery Index, all new episodes kick off Tuesday, October 20th, right here on TBS.
Maybe they can rate our misery index on day 14 in the bubble.
Oh, the bubbles, no problem, Ron. I'll work you through that.
Yeah, you've been doing it.
This is week 7 in the bubble. One of the bubbles, anyway. It's all good.
Yes.
They've done a great job. Turner Sports, Warner Media, collaboration with Major League Baseball to even have a postseason, to even have a season. This Major League Baseball season was on the brink so many times this year with the outbreaks among the Marlins and the Cardinals. Adames with a swing and a miss.
Both making the post.
Yeah, Cardinals had their season end right here at Petco as the Padres won to advance. Padres Dodgers matching up currently. 4 games on the slate today. There'll be 4 again tomorrow. The Houston Astros have the Oakland Athletics on the brink. They've won the first 2 games. Astros won 5-2 today after winning 10-5 yesterday. So that'll be the first elimination game potentially.
Atlanta Braves have some kind of offense too.
Boy, what a rally they had. Braves win at 9-5 over the Marlins today. Adames a swing and a miss. Down he goes. Good inning for Holder. 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. 7 in the books. We're on our way to the 8th. Rays lead it 7-4. We head to the 8th inning with the Yankees coming up. Castillo went an inning, had a couple of Ks. Could not record an out in an extra inning. At some point, the Rays are going to need someone to go more than 3 outs, and they're going to give Nick Anderson the ball out for his second inning of work.
In game 1 against the Toronto Blue Jays, he got 5 outs in that game on 29 pitches. He has 13 now.
Castillo faced 5 batters, gave up a walk and a hit. Anderson came on, struck out the side in the 7th. So it's Aaron Hicks. Got a 4-man outfield for Hicks, with a 3-run lead, trying to cut off that extra base hit. Anderson, a fly ball pitcher as well. You don't see many on the ground anyway with him, and that's a fly ball. And looky there, Ronnie, there's a man there.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, there would have been a man there anyway, but it works. Hicks is out on an F8.
No, 8.5.
F8.5. Yes. How do you score that in your card, by the way?
Staying with the defense, Brian.
Fly ball hitters, a pitcher who rarely gives up ground balls, makes sense. It's just the opposite that we saw last night with Zach Britton. That's when Aaron Boone will tighten up his defense on the infield with an extreme ground ball pitcher.
Well, the 4-man outfield. But the Yankee hitters are paid to hit it over the outfielders. Rosarena in left, Phillips in right, Lau in right center, Kiermaier left center.
Didn't like that call. Luke Voigt now down 0-2. Nick Anderson and Milwaukee's Devin Williams, the 2 most dominant relievers in the game this year. The 30-year-old Nick Anderson. And a call, strike 3. He caught him guessing. That was center cut, and Voigt is gone. Another strikeout for Anderson. That's his 4th. 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning.
Well, the catcher called for something up and away, but he just almost split the heart of the plate and caught Voigt looking.
16 strikeouts for Rays pitching against the Yankees. That ties a Yankee record for most in a postseason game. Glasnow had 10. Anderson's already racked up 4, and he gets ahead of Giancarlo Stanton. This game playing right into the strength of the Rays. Those add-on runs important, but taking the lead and maintaining the lead is usually a recipe for success for Tampa Bay. Take a look inside the numbers presented by DraftKings. Stanton has plenty to impress. 118 off the bat. That 3-run home run he hit in the 4th inning. That second one there was the home run he hit at Cleveland. He's hit 5 home runs in 4 postseason games, 4 consecutive games with homers. Anderson got him in a hole here. 0-2. Just pouring in the strikes. He's thrown 20 pitches, 18 of them for strikes. 2 outs, 8th inning. Here comes an 0-2, and he missed with a fastball. Some of these numbers just jump off the page at you with the Rays bullpen. So when they lead after 6, they're 30-1. After 7, 27-0. And when they lead after 8, they were 33-0. But that lead after 7, as Stanton rifles one to left field, Arozarena right there to make the play. 1, 2, 3 inning. 6 in a row retired by Nick Anderson. That time a 9-pitch inning. Maybe not in Tampa Bay. In March, Tom Brady signing a 2-year deal with the Buccaneers. Just threw for 5 touchdowns. A week ago tonight, Victor Hedman hoisting the Stanley Cup trophy. Second Stanley Cup in franchise history for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Nice.
Charles Barkley's favorite team, and of course the Tampa Bay Rays winning the American League East. First time they've won the division since 2010, 3rd time overall. Sweeping the Blue Jays in the wild card round, and they are 3 defensive outs away from winning a game in this division series. The Yankees go with Nick Nelson here. Kevin Kiermaier leads off. 7-4. Tampa Bay leading New York. Can't say enough about the job that Nick Anderson has done here tonight. I mean, that is some impressive pitching by Anderson, retiring 6 in a row with 4 Ks.
20 2/3 innings for Nelson. This is his first postseason appearance.
Yankees deciding to go with 2 catchers. Eric Kratz left off their DS roster. He was on the wild card roster. Carried 3 catchers there, but King and Nelson on this postseason roster. I'm sure Kevin Cash would love to see some add-on runs, just like the Yankees did last night. You got Pete Fairbanks in the bullpen. Old school wisdom would say, why would you dare take Nick Anderson out of a game when he's been so efficient? But again, it goes back to that long series, and you're going to need him again. Fairbanks has been outstanding himself. That was one whale of an effort, though, by Nick Anderson.
Think about how he can rebound, though. In game 1 against the Toronto Blue Jays, he threw 29 pitches, got 5 outs. Then he came out the next day and got 3 outs in the 9th inning on 6 pitches. So maybe a rubber arm where he can come back better than others. 22 pitches tonight.
You know, when you're Nick Anderson and you're grinding your way through the independent leagues, and I mean, he's done a lot of this. He has never pitched like this. Kiermaier, liner to center field. Nice sliding catch by Aaron Hicks. Out number 1 here in the 8th inning.
Got a great jump, did Hicks on the ball, and went into the slide. Didn't need to, but
smooth as it gets.
Yeah, he's
looking like Bernie Williams out there.
Yeah.
Hicks had Tommy John surgery last year. Not throwing it like he has been, but still a superb outfielder. Here's Mike Zunino. Tone center for the Rays here tonight. He's his 2-run home run in the 2nd inning gave the Rays the lead. They have not surrendered that lead. Yankees got close. Stanton's 3-run homer in the 4th made it 5-4. But then add-on runs for the Rays in the 5th. Kiermaier's RBI single. Austin Meadows homer to lead off the 6th. And that pushed it to 7-4. Zunino down quickly on 3 pitches. 2 outs. Well, there's a government agency that sports through our nation's most ridiculous cell phone videos. Surveillance feeds, doorbell cams. They go through it all to keep us safe. You can meet your interns who have to sort through it all. Top Secret Videos, a new series premiering October 29th on True TV. Austin Meadows takes a strike. 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Nelson. Meadows has been an all-star A big home run year last year, and he's finally got a postseason home run now after sending one out of here in the 6th inning. You could tell it meant a lot to him. I mean, it means a lot anyway, but he had the fist pump.
There's a lot of work that goes into trying to get back on the field when you're injured.
Those oblique injuries are so tricky.
That's right.
When they can shut you down for 4 to 6 weeks even. One and two the count, and a swing and a miss. Meadows not running. Sanchez will apply the tag to secure it. 1-2-3 inning for Nelson. Stage is set. Fairbanks coming in for the 9th. Save situation. Table of guys. Nice. And they're off. Well done, Fairbanks, Castillo, Anderson. Curtis had a rough night last night, but he's been good for him. Fairbanks has the biggest fastball of all, and it's going to be Pete Fairbanks, the 6'6" right-hander, on the mound to try to close this one out for the Rays.
Fairbanks by a nose. 26 appearances out of 60 games for Pete Fairbanks in this truncated season.
At that save in game 1 against Toronto, the 13th Tampa Bay Ray to save a game. At 12 in the regular season, 12 different pitchers to lead the majors in saves. And we gave you that number, 33-0 when leading after 8 this year. The Rays' last loss when leading after 7 even goes back to July of last season. They've got 57 consecutive games for a win streak when leading after 7. That's how good this pen's been.
Rays pen so far, Brian, 3 innings, only 1 hit allowed, no runs, and 6 Ks.
Tyler Glasnow started at 10 Ks in 5+ innings. Nick Anderson carried the heavy load tonight, though. He went 2 innings. One of those 3 guys, with Curtis not available, was going to have to go multiple innings. And it was Nick Anderson who did it in impressive fashion.
Well, we were saying earlier that when Tyler Glasnow pitches, it's win day for the Tampa Bay Rays. Score stays the same. Heel of one is 5th straight. The Rays' 10th straight win when Glasnow takes the mound.
Fairbanks deals. Urshela takes a ball at 100 miles an hour. So that little horse race we showed you, that's average fastball velocity. Fairbanks 97+.
Might have to readjust it.
As we've seen, that playoff adrenaline gets pumping, and these guys are hitting triple figures. And he missed. And it's a leadoff walk, the last thing you want to see if you're the Rays. But Urshela works the walk, and now from the Yankees' perspective, they're a base runner away from bringing the tying run to the plate. So Kevin Cash on the phone. Be very interested to see who the next option after Fairbanks will be. You gotta figure maybe the sinker baller Thompson, because there will be men on base. Torres takes a ball, another one at 100, but another one misses the strike zone. It is Thompson. If you're trying to keep the ball in the ballpark,
that's right,
that would be the guy. Both clubs on the top step of the dugout on the rails. It's a big one. Yankees won last night. Rays trying to even this series in a best-of-5 division series. First team to 3 wins advances.
No need to throw there. No chance of Urshela stealing.
That almost takes you inside the psychological part of being in a moment like this, huh? Let me just throw one over, get the feel for the ball again. And he tried a breaking ball. It misses again.
Might have a visit here. Yep.
On his way to the mound, Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach. 7 pitches, 6 out of the strike zone for Pete Fairbanks.
Just want to get his big right-hander to get his heartbeat regulated here with this visit. Pumping through his jersey as he throwing harder than he ever has.
Thompson getting ready quickly. He threw 2 innings last night. Threw 21 pitches. Any sinker baller worth his salt will tell you the more you throw, the better they are. You usually get more sink. So no problem there. So a meeting at the mound. Pete Fairbanks back to work.
There was a time when you need base runners that you take a pitch here, not always in today's game.
Torres in a 2-0 count. And he's not taking, fouls it away. Good call. That was 99 upstairs, though. Stanton responsible for all 4 of the Yankees' runs still with those 2 homers. Yankees have not done much since that second homer. Now 1 for 16 with 11 strikeouts since Stanton's second home run. That missed badly. 3 balls and a strike now. Fairbanks is all over the place with his mechanics.
Well, this one not even close. You see Zunino set up right down the middle of the plate.
Fairbanks in a 3-1 count. Oh, a strike. Man, oh man. That is not a strike.
The whole Yankees bench almost jumped out of.
You can't blame them there. You're in a game like this. Can't miss calls like that. I mean, that's not even close.
Oh boy, that's bad. As bad as it gets.
It's a huge break,
especially with a guy all over the place.
Now it's 3-2. But if you're Gleyber Torres, you got to compose yourself now. I'm not sure he's thrown a single strike. The 2 have been called. 1 was a swing and a foul. 1's been called, but he's been all over it. And a swing and a foul that time. Yep. You can't really take anything at this point.
You can't take anything close. You have to be swinging at.
Back with the fastball. 3-2 the count. Another man on. The tying run comes up. And that one is ball 4. And check this swing. So back-to-back walks and decision time now for Kevin Cash. Do you think he can get it together? 2 innings last night from Thompson. Does he have 3 outs in him? There's a lot to process here. Checked it.
Yes, he did.
Well, game on now. Clint Frazier, who homered yesterday, hits high velocity as well as anyone. 1 swing of the bat could tie this game here in the 9th. Fairbanks deals. Can't find it.
Remember now, it was Frazier yesterday. A tomahawk, that high fastball over the left field wall. That's what Fairbanks is featuring mostly, is that high fastball.
Again, this whole scenario goes back to the early run for the relievers. Glasnow walked his first batter in the 6th inning, and Castillo couldn't extend an outing past an inning.
There's really nothing a coach or a catcher can tell a pitcher in this moment right now. You have to just comport yourself somehow, some way, find it.
The loneliest place on the field right now. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 on for the Yankees. Frazier takes a ball. Fairbanks, a St. Louis native. It's college ball at Mizzou. With 2 Tommy John procedures. Had one in high school, then again 2 years ago. Come back throwing harder than ever after that surgery. Big cut on a high fastball, and Frazier was right on it, but under it. 2 balls and a strike.
Got a pitch to hit there. Supposed to be away, split the middle of the plate, and just fouled back.
Yeah. There's lightning through the zone. Frazier has struck out twice, had a single his last time up. Ready for a 2-1. Here he comes. 3 balls and a strike. You got to wait him out, don't you think, at this point, as a hitter?
Especially if you're watching the body language, you can see him walking around the mound. I mean, you know, nerves have overtaken Fairbanks. Do you wait him out? No. I mean, you want him to get the ball down a little bit, but it's your chance to tie the game if you're Frazier. You're ready to hit.
Urshela, Torres on the bags, and that one is in there for a strike. High strike in the zone. And now it's 3-2. Gary Sanchez on deck. The inning pivots right here with this pitch, at least in this at bat. 11 balls of his 17 pitches thrown thus far. Full count, nobody out. Fairbanks deals, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Frazier chased a high fastball at 99 for the first out of the 9th inning.
Cash's decision to leave in Fairbanks pays off.
Power cheese, and Frazier comes up empty. First out of the inning. And now Gary Sanchez, who has struggled with high velocity pitching this year, is going to face some high velocity here with 1 away. They keep the shift on. Don't see many ground balls from Fairbanks anyway. Big cut and a miss. Started it early, missed it at 99. And as a pitcher, Ron, you start reading these at bats, you know he's geared up for the fastball. Makes him susceptible.
It does, but it's also his best pitch, so he's got to stay with his best pitch. He can elevate that fastball even higher now that he's gotten ahead in the count.
0 for 3 tonight. Gary Sanchez. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 the count. Huge difference when you're in swing mode and when you're not.
You've almost seen a little shift in the momentum here. Fairbanks fighting for his life. Now ahead in the count, 0-2.
That's strikeout of Frazier. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks. Walked the first 2, strikes out the next 2. And now the Rays are out away.
Well, you had 2 hitters with home run power. Swinging through a pitch, 2 strikes, so they both strike out. DJ LeMahieu is a different kind of hitter. Just threw it right by him. LeMahieu will try to keep the line moving. Base hit, drive one in, get Judge to the plate.
Judge on deck. The batting champ at the plate. LeMahieu rips one into center field, a base hit. Coming in to score, Urshela. Torres on his way to third. DJ LeMahieu extends it. An RBI single for the Yankees. And LeMahieu will in fact get Judge to the plate. First hit of the night for DJ LeMahieu. And now Judge will step in with a chance to give the Yankees the lead with a long ball.
Guys who win batting titles, they just know how to shorten up on velocity. Shortcut produces a base hit for LeMahieu. What a hitter he is.
2 hits last night. He has given the Yankees a chance here in the 9th inning. Coming right down to the finish line. And one of the premier bats, one of the faces of baseball, stands in. Aaron Judge against Pete Fairbanks. 6-6 against 6-7. In there for a strike. Aroldis Chapman just in case the Yankees tie it or take the lead. Rays pitchers have 18 strikeouts in this game. Most by a team in a postseason 9-inning game all time. Judge, did he check it? No, he swings, and it's 0-2 on Judge. Fairbanks has found it. Couldn't buy a strike. And now 0-2 on Judge. The Rays an out away from evening this series. Had 1 apiece. 0-2 pitch. Judge on the ground. Big hop over at third. Wendell makes a play, and that's your ball game. The Tampa Bay Rays win game 2. A thrilling finish to that one as the Rays win it 7-5, and Pete Fairbanks finds it in just the right time.
Well, 2 two-run home runs off Jay Happ. Some add-on runs late gave him enough of a cushion, but it was Nick Anderson who did the yeoman's job of 2 innings, 3 strikeouts to get the Tampa Bay Rays into this series.
Fairbanks' last 8 pitches, strikes.
There you go.
8 in a row to finish the game. And his second postseason save. 2020 American League Division Series presented by Utz Snacks. And the Rays with 4 home runs tonight. 6 more home runs in the game. It was a Rosarena. And then the 2-run shot by Margot. Timmons with the push-ups. Margot and Zunino with the 2-run blast. And then Austin Meadows, the finishing touches to give them their 7th run. First postseason home run for Austin Meadows. Fairbanks closes the door. It was a wild ride, giving up the 1 run in the 9th inning and a 7-5 Tampa Bay victory here in game 2. Let's send it down to Lauren Shahadi.
Thank you, B.A. Mike, it was not pretty, but Fairbanks worked his way out of it. Did he find it late?
Yeah, I think he found his mechanics. You know, it's tough. Guys haven't pitched in a few days. These Penn guys are coming in. There's a lot of adrenaline going in. It's a good lineup, but he dialed it in and did a great job for us.
Did the world get to see what you already know about Nick Anderson? He's special.
Yeah. I mean, ever since we acquired him last year, I mean, he's been doing great things for us. It's just he's stepping up for us in big spots, and we're glad to have him on the team.
Not to talk about you last, but I'm going to talk about you last. 4 home runs for your team, all 4 of them on the fastball. Was that your plan?
You know, it's one of those things. Guys are staying aggressive. They got a heck of a pitching staff over there. So, we're just trying to hunt good pitches and put good swings on it, and worked out in our favor today.
Mike, enjoy it. Good win.
Great, thank you,
Brian.
All right, Lauren, thank you. Mike Zunino and the Tampa Bay Rays, 4 home runs tonight, and Rays pitching strikes out 18 Yankees running.
The last 10 starts for Tyler Glasnow. Tampa Bay Rays are 10-0.
Glasnow, his 2nd win of this postseason after his wild card series win as well. We got a series now, all even at 1 apiece. The Rays win it Coming up next, the postseason show presented by the all-new Hyundai Elantra. For Ron Darling, Lauren Shahadi, the rest of our terrific TBS crew here in San Diego, I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from Petco Park. You've been watching the 2020 American League Division Series presented by UTS on TBS. TBS, your home for the 2020 American League pennant. The Rays, the top seed in the American League, have their first win in this series.